Hey, welcome back to the episode Instant Ramen Podcast. I'm your host, Juan, and as always, my co-host is here with me. Hey, Trip.
Hey, Juan.
How you doing, man?
I'm so good.
Yeah?
Yeah, everything's Gucci with me. You know how it goes.
I mean, for sure, yeah. Gucci is as Gucci does.
Speaking of Gucci, we're going to talk about a movie that's not all Gucci called I Want to Eat Your Pancreas. Mm-hmm. It's about a girl with cancer and a boy who's kind of a loner.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yep.
Yeah, that is for sure what we're going to be doing today. We watched that this past week.
Uh-huh.
We've been waiting for a long time, just on the merit.
A couple of years.
Yeah, just mostly on the merit of it having a really dumb name. Mm-hmm. And then we found out it's about cancer. And we're like, wow, now we have to see it.
Hey, and I'm just going to come out and say this right now. We spoil everything later on in the episode. Usually beforehand, if it's like a new movie or something, we'll just say our opinion on it, and then we'll dive into the movie to avoid spoilers. I'm going to come out hot before we even get into our normal show, and I'm going to talk major shit about what the fucking events have been for anime, new anime movies coming out in theaters.
Okay,
so all these Eventbrite things started out with No Game, No Life 0. They were just like, hey, here are some really important plot points of the movie. These are the characters' names and all of the things about them. And I'm like, yo, I'm not even watching this fucking movie yet. They tried to do the same thing with I Want to Eat Your Pancreas. They were like a little bit more careful because of the backlash, but straight up, they were showing the Japanese voice actors and they were really respectful, being like, I had a really good time playing this role and I'm really proud to be a part of this project. Mm-hmm. And they're like really emotional and talking about it all. And then it jumps to these buffoons that are doing the American voice acting for the English voiceovers.
USA.
Oh my God. And they were just like, oh yeah, my favorite character is for sure this one that's like a very minor character, and they're all making jokes about things that like it would be fun to be a part of that if, I had already seen the movie. And then they start talking about, oh, what's your favorite scene? Oh, my favorite scene is the one where they're totally railing each other, and like, oh, my favorite scene is the one where he brings a gun to school. They're like spoiling these things straight off the bat.
Neither of those things happen in the movie, by the way.
No, I made sure.
We're not spoiling it because we're not dumb.
Because we're not fucking idiots. But then this, the voice actor for our main character guy, do you
remember his name?
The main character guy?
No, the voice actor.
No, I don't remember his name.
His name was like Rodney or Randy? Robbie. I think it was Robbie.
Sure, yeah, Robbie sounds right.
Yeah.
So he's talking about his character, Me, and he is spoiling everything. He says like, oh, this major event happens that like at the very end of the movie. So you find that out and that's pretty cool. And then they like censor him a couple of points. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, the like other voice actress, she's hanging out there, and the voice director, they're all hanging out and they're like, yeah. And they're all like vibing off of it.
Yeah, for sure.
So it'd be like, whoa, dude, major spoilers, calm the fuck down.
Yeah.
They didn't do that. I got so mad.
And even before he did, like, they bleeped him, he was like saying like, yeah, okay, so again, we don't know anything about, the characters in the movies. We
don't know shit. We purposely go into this without knowing anything.
What we have gathered is the fact that the girl's the sick one and the boy isn't the sick one, right? And the girl's like, the girl goes up like, I'm playing Sakura, whatever her name is, right?
Yeah, that's her name.
And then the guy's name's like, oh, my character, I'm playing Me, and we don't know what his name is. What I really dislike was Randy being like, or whatever, Robbie, or whatever his fucking name was he was saying like, yeah, so, when we find out our main character's name, because it's like a really important part of the movie, I'm like, why would you fucking say that? Like, why didn't they bleep that part out? Like, so now the whole time I'm watching this movie, I'm like, when are they going to say his fucking name?
Why would you say that right now?
Oh, fuck. I forgot. I thought we were fucking... My bad. I thought we were reviewing the movie.
No.
Anyways.
I'm like, you're doing it now.
We're all human. We all make mistakes.
I purposefully didn't say that part.
When I did, so... Yeah, we're not cutting it out. We can't do it.
I already talked about it, too. I was like, he says some like really important stuff that happens at the end of the movie. Yeah. And that was the fucking thing, Juan.
Anyways, this episode is sponsored to you by Phantom Events.
God damn it.
I'm sorry. That was actually... That was a momentary lapse.
Big oops.
Well, I didn't say what his name was. Want me to say his name? Because I'll fucking say it.
Yeah, it's Ichigo, because he loves strawberries.
Yeah, I don't know. I actually don't remember what... I mean, I remember what the translation was. I don't remember what the actual name was.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't remember shit. Because I'm an idiot.
Anyways, the thing is... I get what they're doing. They're trying to like make these events or whatever, try to like make them more special because it's cool that we do get it's cool. It's cool that we get these, these premieres for these foreign movies here because usually we don't. And so
I love it.
They try to make it a little more special. They try to give you like some behind the scenes, maybe some director talking about it, just stuff like that.
Yeah, like when Satoshi Kon did his thing at the end of Perfect Blue when he was talking about how he wanted to make this movie and he wasn't sure if it was too confusing or not, and he wanted to make it more and more like,
which is like some great insight, especially for people like you and me who are huge fans of it.
Right.
So I think what they think, and I don't know why the fuck they think this, I think what they think is like, we have to play this at the front of the movie because no one's going to stay to the end to watch this. Now, first of all, if someone's willing to go watch a Japanese anime that's being premiered in the United States, they obviously there for a reason. They're not They're not there to be like, oh yeah, we just randomly picked this movie and ended up watching this subtitles bullshit. Like they obviously want to be there. So what you can do is before you start the movie, be like, hey, stick around to the end of the movie.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say.
Stick around to the movie. We got some special features from you. We're going to have some, some voice actors' comments, some directors' commentary, something, or whatever.
Right.
But they want you to, like, they don't fucking learn. They've done it a few times. I think Mirai did it right. And then Perfect Blue did it right.
Yeah.
Like, the first,
did Mary and the Witch's Flower? How was that? I think
that was one. That was also at the end because
it was.
Because I remember they were talking about their new studio. I mean, there's been people who've been doing it right, but some people are just so fucking dumb.
I love that we get these. I hate when they ruin stuff because I'm like I'm gonna bring up a personal example. My dad really wanted to watch Warcraft.
Yeah.
I didn't get to go see it in theaters. I'm a big World of Warcraft kind of guy.
So it's made for you.
I know all that shit. So I'm like, all right, this movie didn't get good reviews, but like, I still kind of need to see it. My dad likes playing Warcraft or whatever. So he wanted to watch this with me. And I'm like, I'm totally down for that. But before he fucking puts the movie on, he's like, let's check out these special things. And he starts playing other parts. He's like, isn't that cool? And I'm like, look, man, I'm trying not to pay any attention to it. I don't want anything spoiled. They're talking about a lot of the green screen stuff. So you know that they're talking about like some important fights and elements of it and whatnot. I'm like, dude, I don't want to see this.
They're like, it was really hard to reveal who the villain was in Warcraft. So what we did was we used a specific green screen and then you start talking about it. You're like, fucking bullshit.
I hated it.
So your dad just as bad as Fathom Events.
Yeah, because apparently some people really like that. There's like, oh man, I want to see all this stuff before I get into it because I've been that excited. So I want to know about some behind the scenes stuff. And I'm like, excuse me, what the fuck?
You don't even know the story or how things work out.
Yeah, it made me, I
mean, it is disappointing. I guess I do appreciate the fact that they bleeped it out. It's just kind of stupid, like for them to think that people don't want to hear about it. I'm obviously there. I obviously took my fucking time off on a Thursday night or whatever to come see your movie. I've been dying to see forever. I will gladly wait till the end credits for you to play something.
Yeah.
And the end credits were super long. And then there was like, I think, what do they do? I know I was about to spoil some more stuff, but I'm going to stop. What I'm saying
listen, man, how are you? What's good?
No, I'm going to talk about this. What I'm saying is like the end credits are super long. So most people, I mean, I think we're like trained, like, I'm at least trained because of like Marvel movies. You just hang out to the end. Because
I've gotten really used to it. Well, first it started from I want to appreciate the credit sequence that they like work on that little bit at the end, and then I figure, you know what, like I'm already there. Might as well hang out and listen to some more of the music and whatever.
I really like waiting for all the other credits to roll. So I mean, there's people who I've seen like as soon as the fucking movie ends, just stand up and fucking bolt. Yeah. I'm like, cool, that's your choice. It's now whatever.
There are definitely some people that I know that still do that, but I think for the most part, we've all kind of gotten to the point where it's like, yeah, we know what kind of people we are. We're gonna sit down and we're gonna watch all this shit. Yeah.
So that was a bummer, and I'm sorry that you're upset about how that happened.
Oh yeah, man. It's just,
and I'm sorry that I spoiled it.
Man, that was your bad, and we'll move past it. I'm pretty sure nobody even remembers what you said anyways.
Yeah, so Ichigo says something about, no, I'm just kidding. Yeah. About Ichigo. Okay, cool. We are going to talk about this movie later, and we are going to spoil it because that's what we do.
Yeah, it's kind of our job.
So we're going to talk about it before that, and then we're going to get to spoiling it. So try to watch it before this somehow. Fucking no. We had to wait years to watch it. So,
yeah, I mean,
so figure your shit out, essentially.
Yeah, I feel like with a lot of emotional things, you don't quite get the same effect if you like hear about the things that happen. You don't get the same effect as if you,
I can be like, dude, Trip, it was really sad. And you're like, okay, but why? I mean, it just made me really sad. But why? I can't, exude that the way it's supposed to.
No,
you have to be there in the moment, or whatever. It'd be in the mo. That's what the kids say nowadays.
So even if you do choose to spoil everything, listen to the plot and whatnot, you won't have that same connection with the characters.
Yeah, you still should watch it.
Like before the movie started, it's like, oh yeah, no, you know, here are all the character traits and like here's the spoilers and whatnot. And I'm like, okay, well, what's the fucking point of seeing it? And then still watching it. It's not like I feel like I'm lessened for knowing like, oh, this character likes this thing. I'm just upset about how they defined the character through those things.
I think a great example also is you were saying like you can't just be like, yo, it was sad and me know why it was sad, you know? Like the Japanese voice actors were like more emotional or whatever. They were because they were more serious.
Yeah.
And I was like, cool. In my head it's like, why the fuck are you crying? And I was like, oh, that's right. I haven't seen this fucking thing yet, so I don't know what the issue is.
Yeah.
But it was a weird juxtaposition of going to them and then the English voice actors, and you're just like, everything's great in the big old US of A.
They're shooting Nerf guns at each other, like eating hot dogs. And you're like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah. So we'll talk about that later. Anyways, man, how have you been?
I've been really good, actually.
It's good.
I just recently got the platinum trophy on Kingdom Hearts 3.
Like how recent?
30 to 40 minutes ago, probably. Yeah.
I was here for that. It was great.
Yeah, you were here for that.
I'm proud of you.
It was good times, you know? It was good shit, grinding it out. And
you've changed since then, though.
You know what? I'm going to give my Kingdom Hearts 3 review right now. Gameplay is a lot of fun. If you like Kingdom Hearts gameplay, which is a lot of mashing X and a lot of movement type things, it's a fun-ass game. The magic feels good. Everything looks really good. The worlds feel pretty cool to be in. But a lot of parts drag on. Mostly the dialogue. The dialogue fucking sucks.
That's what I've heard. I've heard it's like, I mean, Kingdom Hearts historically has kind of just bad dialogue.
Yeah,
you know?
Everyone, like, whenever people are saying, like, oh man, the fucking dialogue sucks, people bring it back and like, look, man, the dialogue's never been good.
The dialogue's always been bad, right?
But my argument is, it's been better. I feel like they really stretched things out in this game to where, like, I don't know what they did with the different voice actors, but I feel like they had them articulate things a lot more clearly, and they wanted them to enunciate, like, very specifically. And it felt off.
What's funny is that if historically people keep saying, hey man, what's really bad in this game is the dialogue, you think after 15 years you'd be like, hey, maybe we should work a little harder on the dialogue, whatever, and make it good. But there's like, nah, it's like a little bit better, kinda. Still not good though.
Yeah. Here's what my whole thing with the dialogue is. What they're saying, nothing has changed. I think people are misunderstanding what everyone's complaints are. It's like,
follow your heart.
No, man, it's all like super cheesy. It's always been that way. I'm like, yeah, no, I like that. I like the cheesy stuff. It feels dorky. It feels wholesome, and it just feels like just a sweet little time. But then it's the way that everything is delivered. It feels even more off than before. Because beforehand, it was like kids saying stuff against. They've always had really good side characters, like villains and whatnot. Like Maleficent's always been really good. Pete's, I think, been very good. Hades has been fantastic. They've just had really good characters overall. I mean, they get like these huge ass actors to do certain things. Who was in this one? There was somebody who I was like, who the fuck? Why are they in here? I don't remember who it was, but it was like it was like the good guy of everything, the counterpart of the bad guy of everything. He was a famous actor. I wish I could tell you who he was. I could look it up if I wanted to. But long story short, they get good actors for this. They also decided that they were going to make shit sound stupid as fuck. And I just... Anyways, really fun game. Had a really fun time with it. But god damn it, do not go into it for the story or the dialogue, because they are pretty grating.
And it's not over yet, right? You still got like one more thing to do, right?
Well, I just have to... I've already finished the game, and I've already seen all the cutscenes, except for the secret one, which you get for doing everything, I just did everything.
Okay,
so.
That's right. Okay,
yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for explaining that to me.
Yeah, it's all good. So, pretty good time. After I'm done with this, I'm going to return to my normal life and actually fucking try to clean up and not be a piece of shit, because I've been extra lazy lately just because I want to fucking finish this.
Yeah. Trip hasn't done laundry in a week and a half. He just
I've
buys
done
new
laundry.
clothes.
I just don't put it away.
It's all his bed is now just a big pile of laundry.
I do have new clothes, but I haven't.
Any fisherman clothes?
No, not anymore.
Bummer.
Yeah, I'm just going straight for pants. Not gonna fuck around with shirts. I just need pants.
Dude, I need new pants too. The style of pants I picked were these Levi jeans. These are them, but they've been discontinued. Like the whatever the number is, like not the size.
Yeah,
you know, because Levi's go like 501, 511s, whatever they were. They just like, we don't make those anymore.
Yeah, 411s.
Yeah, so the 401s. So I need new pants, and I haven't pulled the trigger on trying to find the new ones. And these pants are falling apart. It's all held by one string.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
This pair of pants, you could see it right here. Mm-hmm. Oh, this is a shitty pair of pants, man. I've had them for so long. Like,
yeah, I'm getting close to that. I'm getting close to that. Like when you pull up the belt loops.
The belt loop is still attached, but there's a big ass hole where it is too.
Yeah, man, it's dangerous.
Yeah. That's some risky business. But I have a new pair of jeans somewhere in that pile of clothes too. Just so you guys know, I live like a fucking trash monster.
It's like a hamster. Good. Yeah, he just pisses on the floor. Okay, what have I been doing? I've been good, if that's what you're wondering.
I have always been wondering that.
I'm doing well. I have been just kind of doing work. My game production teacher is also my animation production teacher. Yeah. And he saw what people were doing in game production. He told all of us, hey man, for all the people in my animation production, I expect great work from you. I'm gonna start knocking heads.
Oh shit.
He legitimately said the word knocking heads. So he came in Friday, 8 a.m. It's a 3-hour long class, knocking fucking heads. He's just flexing on everybody. There's toxic masculinity everywhere. People just didn't know what the fuck to do. Oh, the funniest part is though, like, a lot of them couldn't do anything because they don't have the rigs, right?
Oh yeah.
Because this is the first.
Hey, did you get yours?
Here's the funny part. Here's the first semester where we have some sort of funding for rigs.
Yeah.
We couldn't find rigs that like matched our story, so we just like, hey, we'll just find these free ones and change them a little bit. So we decided to do that. Everybody else was like, well, we're gonna buy the rigs. We have the money. So last Friday, they put in their actually just 2 Fridays ago, they put in we want these rigs. This is how much they cost. Thank you. And so then a week went by, didn't get the rigs. He's like, you guys gotta fucking do work. You gotta do shit. You guys are fucking aren't doing anything and whatever. And they're like, well, we don't have any rigs. When are we gonna get them? We can't animate it without them. And then he's like, well, I'll get right on that. So he leaves for 20 minutes and he comes back and he goes, okay, I have an announcement to make for all the people who have purchased or asked to purchase rigs. I will not have an answer for you guys by the end of the day today. I am sorry. I will get to you back as soon as I can. So for 3 hours, I swear to God, people are just sitting there praying to God that this guy doesn't call them out to be like, what are you working on? Because some people are literally twiddling their thumbs. I saw a homie literally sit there for 3 hours, turn Maya off and on, just opened it, would scribble around for a bit and then close it and then open it again. I was like, what are you doing, man? Just leave. You got nothing to do.
Work on something else. Yeah, do something. I mean, honestly, you're going to school. You have access to a computer. I'm sure that you have other shit that you could work on.
If that were me, I did have plenty of work to do because I said we had free rigs. I was like, well, I got stuff to do. If I wasn't me, though, I would have been like, cool, well, I don't have my rigs. I'm going home. And I would have done something at home.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I'm an adult. I'm not going to just sit there and do nothing.
Why would you do nothing when...
But my favorite line was, so the program that we're using to keep track of everything is called Trello. And he's very adamant, that's the way he wants things to work. The way it works is somebody writes gives you assignments, and then you put them in the section that says in progress. And then once you're done, you move the board to, it's just an assignment. You move the assignment over to verify, and then your lead looks at it and goes, okay, cool. And then he either puts it in complete or he sends it back to in progress, depending on whether he wants you to change stuff.
Yeah.
And so that's essentially the whole thing. That's a way to keep track of things that are getting done. So the way he starts class is he walks in and he goes, hey, do you guys know what I hope? Do you guys know what I hope? And then everybody's just sitting there quietly, and somebody goes,
what the fuck is he gonna hope?
Yeah. And somebody goes, you hope that we make good animations this semester? And he goes, well, that goes without saying. No, what I hope is that the amount of work that Trello is not representative of the amount of work that you guys have done this week. Because if Trello is representing the amount of work you guys have done this week, you guys have done nothing. Nothing has been done. No boards have been moved. So it was funny, dude. I felt bad for people who got yelled at. I mean, I got yelled at too, but at least I had I was doing stuff. So.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was my last Friday.
Ugh.
It was great. And then I got
it was great.
Yeah, and then I got really drunk, and then I decided not to drink for 3 months after that.
Yeah, probably a good call.
Yeah, I was telling you, I feel like I don't know. I feel like I just need a break from drinking. It's also a good way to save money if I don't drink all the time. Yeah. It might help me lose a little bit of weight. Just
lots of benefits to not drinking. Man.
Yeah, and it's gonna. By the time I can start drinking again, it'll be the last week of school. So. Then I can just party it up once I graduate.
There you go,
if
man.
I graduate, at least.
There you go.
So yeah, so that's what, those are the major life choices I have done in the last week since I've seen you.
Hell yeah. Mm-hmm. I saw the Lego movie too, the second part.
How was it?
Really fun.
Better than the first?
I don't know if better is the right word, but I felt like more things for adults, I guess. Mm-hmm. More adult humor, which was good. Like more philosophical type things and like making jokes about the whole picture, more meta type stuff.
Yeah.
It was good. They also, beforehand, Kyle and I were talking and we were like, all right, well, if any movie is going to make a better like pun type thing that we enjoy, like that's fit for us, it comes out from nowhere, it just gets us good, it's going to be this one. Because Wreck-It Ralph 2 had a pretty good one. There was a whole thing about bees being a meme, and they didn't really understand it, but whatever, people like it. And Ralph does a really unexpected one. He's doing an unboxing video, and then as he unboxes something, a bunch of bees fly out, and it says, "Open Sesames." And it was fucking hilarious and unexpected, and it was great. They had a really good pun in this one that fit my particular taste so well, thanks to other videos. Like Balloon Shop has a video where I don't remember exactly what happens, but essentially one guy keeps yelling at another guy like, "Hey, you're cruising for a bruising, mister," like over and over and over.
Yeah.
And if you remember from the first movie, Emmett's like claim to fame was, Emmett's the main character, his claim to fame was making a double-decker couch.
Double-decker couch, yeah. So you can hang out with your buddies.
Yeah, exactly. So in this one, like, new person comes and they're trying to, like, essentially say, like, "Hey, who's the leader here?" And then they're all like, "Oh, you know, I'm the leader." "Well, I'm kind of the leader." And he's like, "Well, I mean, I guess I am too, like, guys." And then they essentially say, "I see no potential in you." And then he builds a triple-decker couch to, like, blow everyone's minds. And they're like, "Okay, well, what the fuck? Like, we're just going to take everyone and we're going to leave." And he's just like, "You know what? You're couching for an ouchin." And it turns into a battle mech and he starts like going after him.
You're couching for an ouchin.
You're couching for an ouchin. So now Kyle and I are just texting each other, "You're couching for an ouchin." Like anytime someone does some like weird shit.
That's so dumb.
It's so stupid. I fucking lost it. I couldn't handle it. And then my second favorite part was the outro song, which it got you good. That one was a good one. So dumb. It's really stupid, but it's really fucking funny, right? So the outro song, well, I guess it's going through the credits and whatnot, and the outro song is actually about the credits and how awesome the credits are. And like just, "Oh man, like check out that guy. That was the set designer," and like all this.
That's funny.
Yeah, and it was popping out names. It's done by The Lonely Island.
Oh yeah.
And they did the "Everything Is Awesome" song in the first movie. They did the end theme of that. But it pops up the music director's name, and it was John LaJoie, which I don't know if you know who he is.
No.
Have you seen The League?
Yeah.
Okay, you know Taco?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's John LaJoie.
Yeah.
He's pretty funny.
He is pretty funny.
In The League, he did all the musical stuff too, yeah.
Yeah. And he used to have a YouTube channel where he would do a lot of like inappropriate music. It's all about dicks and vaginas. I think he has a character named MC Vagina.
Nice.
And yeah, a lot of things are just, he has a power ballad about masturbation, you know, stuff like that. And seeing that he is the head of music on this thing was like, what the fuck?
What a treat.
And then it turns out he wrote like all the rap songs and whatnot in it, which were pretty good. So that was pretty cool. But my favorite line in the credits song was they were talking about how like everything can fly, and like they're talking about all the different things that could fly. And in the verse, one of the lines was, "A stray dog on the freeway."
It can fly?
Yeah, because it gets hit by a car. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, that was the most mature joke out of all of them, to be like, ooh, I don't know if kids should
it's pretty dark.
listen to this thing about a dog dying, but okay.
Oh, man.
That, I couldn't handle it. I was like, did anyone else catch that? I'm pretty sure no one in the theater caught that. Because it was just Kyle and I laughing at that.
I really do want to see that just because I really liked the first Lego movie.
Dude,
and
it was great.
Lego Batman really surprised me too.
Never watched the Ninjago
I heard it was no good.
Yeah, me too.
But I feel the next movie I have to watch with Sierra is Happy Death Day to You.
Oh God, I'm so excited.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be watching that, and then I'll probably make my rounds to the Lego Movie Part 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's super cool. I didn't even realize that thing came out. That's
it's great. Really exciting. And then pretty soon, How to Train Your Dragon 3 comes out, and I'm really excited about that one too.
Okay, I guess if we're talking about stuff that isn't anime that I watched.
Well, we're getting into that beforehand, yeah.
For sure, yeah. Okay, stuff that I also watched that isn't anime. I told you I finished Jeopardy, right?
Yeah, you did. Congrats.
Thank you. I started watching.
Like, how much did you win?
I lost a lot of time. Let's see. Well, I started watching the original Twilight Zone on Netflix. They're interesting. I've never seen them before. I think because the new key, like the Jordan Peele stuff's coming out, and I'm just kind of interested to see what it's all about because I've seen, Black Mirror or whatever, and people always describe Black Mirror as like it's like a Twilight Zone but like modern.
Yeah,
and I was like, so I'll check it out. They're not bad. They're interesting for sure.
Well, yeah, all the concepts are really good. If it was modern, that would be fucking awesome.
Yeah, so I'm super excited. I think what I do appreciate is like it is shot very well. I can like see they worked hard on it. It's written pretty great. The issue is the pacing, and they do accomplish making me feel really like eerie or scared or whatever.
It makes you feel super uneasy.
What's funny is though, at no point am I ever actually scared because like I'll be watching, I was like, oh my god, like in my head I was like, oh fuck, this shit's gonna pop out and it's gonna spook, and I go, wait. It is made in the 60s. There's no fucking way like they're gonna.
And so they do a stupid ass reveal, and you're like, that was supposed to scare me.
So I've been watching some of those. I also started watching Mad Men.
Nice.
I watched all the first season. It's not bad. It's kind of. I mean,
dude, you're just feeling old school. I get it.
Yeah. I guess I'm just watching a bunch of old stuff. So far, I don't like Mad Men. I think it's okay. I think what I really like or want, what I really want to see is there's a lot of characters in the show who I really don't like. Yeah. And I want them to like suffer, or I want them to something bad to happen to them.
Well, yeah, because they're all pretty shitty.
Yeah, no, they're all really garbage.
I think they're all actually bad.
I think
I don't like any character.
No. I think that the character who is like the least bad person is Peggy, and she's just kind of like a bitch, and that's fine. But she has to be a bitch. What I have realized from the show though is, holy fuck, were people hella fucking sexist?
Oh yeah, super.
Like
sexist.
Back in the day, like I'm just like, oh my, like I hear about like sexism and stuff like nowadays. I'm just like, oh, that's super fucked that happens, But to see this visual representation of when it was back in the day, it's like, oh my god, it's like. That's horrible. Like the way they talk to women or the way they treat them was like, that's just so fucked. I also just like the way they treat children in the show. There's this one point where like,
that's the whole like be seen not heard thing.
Exactly. Like there's this little kid who's like, he's running in the house, he runs around the corner and he knocks something over and hits the ground. And this adult like bends over and slaps the kid in the face. And he goes like, yo, watch where you're fucking going. And then like this other adult walks in and is like, holy shit, like that's not even his son. Like the guy that walks up, that's the real dad. It's like, oh fuck, they're gonna fight or whatever. And the dad like bends over, he goes like, hey man, what happened? He's just like, oh, he was running and he didn't fucking, he goes like, and he looks at his son, he's like, do you have something to say? He goes like, I'm sorry. He's like, do you need me to fucking hit you again? I was like, what the fuck? Oh my god, this is like horrible. What a horrible time to be alive. Yeah, it's fucking wild. So I've been watching those two things. And I watched some more, I guess, now that we're into anime, I watched some more Yu Yu Hakusho.
Oh, shit. Well, I didn't realize we were transitioning to anime.
I ran out of other stuff to talk about.
I didn't. Okay, fucking look at you
fucking
go.
Suck a dick. We'll get back to you.
So, all right.
So I watched some Yu Yu Hakusho. I like the show. It's not like great, but it does give me nostalgia vibes. So it's okay. I think I'm like in the semifinals of the dark tournament, which if you know anything about Yu Yu Hakusho, you know what that means. If you don't, then you're obviously not a fucking real anime fan.
What the fuck?
Boom, called out on the air.
Don't call people out
on the air.
Do not call people
out.
Air. Listen, man, I know Yu Yu Hakusho. It's with all the aliens, and they all together. They play cards.
Do you actually know anything about Yu Yu Hakusho?
Yeah, I know a little bit.
Okay. For a second, I was like, he might not know anything about Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yeah, no. I think I want to say it was Kate. It fucking loves it.
Yeah, I like the show. Yeah. I think it's a fun throwback watch that like I just watched a couple episodes, and the dub is super funny to me for some reason. They like some of the characters have really dumb voices. It's also like the dialogue is like, what the fuck are they doing? It's very Kingdom Hearts 3 vibes. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, I get that.
And then we can talk about, because after that I'm just gonna talk about like the current anime I'm watching. But talk about what else you're watching. I heard you're watching a show called Penis.
Yeah, it's actually called Pen 15.
Yeah, Penis.
Yeah,
I'm not a fucking square
it's by
dog.
The Lonely Island guys. And it's pretty, I feel like it captures junior high really well.
Like better than 8th grade?
8th grade is a different thing.
Okay. That's junior high, dog.
8th grade was about a girl who doesn't really have any friends, and she's more of a loner and whatnot, and they did a really good job capturing it too. But this is two girls in 7th grade who are best friends, and like they're inseparable, you know? And it's kind of about like all their first experiences and whatnot. Like one of them gets a boyfriend, and then it goes through like how they date, which is like they don't talk to each other.
And that's dating
that
back
kind of
then,
stuff. Yeah. And then eventually they do kiss, and it's like really uncomfortable. And then he breaks up with her right after that.
I heard that
like,
one of them discovered masturbation.
Uncomfortable. Yeah, she discovered masturbation, and the show's pretty surrealist. So the two main characters, the two main girls, are like girls in their 30s, actually.
What?
Yeah, so they're playing
Shut
these
the
like
fuck up.
little
No
kids.
way.
Yeah, so it looks like really weird, which is pretty fun. But they have a lot of like surrealist type things going on, and that's definitely a part of it. So everyone else is like regular kid aged. I mean, you know, they're probably in high school, but they're all like, you know,
I feel like I have to watch this show.
It's really weird. I get a kick out of it. I feel like it's essentially covering less elements about like sex than Big Mouth did, but I feel like it's taking it a more different take on
Are you saying it's doing like a better job
puberty
of it?
and whatnot? I wouldn't say better job.
Did you like Big Mouth?
No, not at all.
Yeah, no, me either.
Okay, yeah. This is just, it's more appropriate for my personal taste.
Okay, it's not as crude or anything.
Yeah, but I feel like a lot of the dialogue is really authentic, like the whininess of girls and just their like back and forth. Like, we have to do this. Yeah, we absolutely have to do this.
Well, when you're
talking about fucking nothing.
When you're in your 30s, that just happens, you know?
Yeah, exactly, right.
I heard there's a bunch of music too.
Music?
Don't they do music stuff in it? Like they have like songs and shit? No?
No.
Oh, maybe I'm mistaken then.
I mean, well, it's set in the year 2000.
Okay.
So there's like a lot of music from then, I guess.
Nice.
But it's not like music centric at all.
Nice.
Yeah, but it feels of the era in some ways. Like that kind of gets them around using cell phones and whatnot because they're still super young and cell phones are super new and whatnot. What?
No, I'm just thinking because I didn't.
Just reminiscing?
No. No, I'm just because I saw the like the, I don't know what they're called, just like the cover page or whatever. For,
sure, yeah, Hulu. The title card or whatever.
It's on Hulu, right?
Yeah.
And I remember seeing like one Asian chick and one white girl or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you're telling me they're super old. I guess I didn't focus or whatever because apparently I just like, oh.
Well, then they did a good job, didn't they?
Well, I don't fucking know. Maybe like, because like, I can't, maybe I didn't look at it too well. Like if they have like fucking crow's feet and shit like that, if they're like really tired or whatever. But apparently they're not teenagers, which is kind of.
They definitely, like if you watch it and you think they're teenagers, adults, you have a broken face, my dude.
I should check it out.
Fuck. But yeah, they had some pretty good parts. I think one of my favorite parts is one of the girls has an older brother and he's in 8th grade and he's more like with the like tougher boys, you know, and they're all around in some secret little place that they have out back and they're smoking weed through an apple, you know, as 8th grader boys would do.
Now, is he an actual 8th grader or is he an adult?
He's younger. He looks like all of his friends and whatnot, they look jacked as fuck.
Yeah.
But like high school jacked.
Yeah.
Or like really early college. So yeah, they're all like, if it's the persona, high, yeah. But definitely the younger sister looks older.
Okay.
Kind of like a Strangers with Candy thing, but less drastic. Anyways, so they're all smoking weed and whatnot. And she comes to them with an issue and they're like, hey man, you want like a hit of this? And she's like, yeah, man, totally. And then the older brother says something about like, hey, she's never like smoked before. Like she's never done this stuff. So, and she's like, no, I totally have. I have lots. You just don't know. Like, you don't know what I do. And then before she like smokes anything, like she goes in, like she's about to take a bite and they're like, whoa, right? Which is good. Then they stop her. But then at the end, like at the end of the scene, she's like, hey man, let me get a hit of that. And he hands her the apple. She just takes a bite and like chucks it. Which I fucking loved.
That's funny, man.
It was hilarious. I loved that shit. It's so stupid. So, tell me about your anime you've been watching.
I caught up on all of the Runny Boys.
Hell yeah.
I tried to catch up on Slime, but my fucking...
Your brain.
It's either my Chromecast or Crunchyroll. It's been like been really fucky with me.
That sucks.
Yeah, like
honestly, I have a lot of issues with Crunchyroll. like I'm watching anime and then suddenly it just decides to shit out.
That's what it does to me. It's been doing that to me.
And it'll get stuck at like a certain part in the episode. You're like 6 minutes in and that's all you could watch.
Yeah, no, that's what's been happening to me. It so must be a Crunchyroll issue.
It's for sure a Crunchyroll thing, which sucks considering I would love
to not have that issue.
You know, we could just watch some high quality anime.
It's not like I pay for it or whatever.
I know, right?
Fuck you, Crunchyroll. This episode's sponsored by Crunchyroll.
It is sponsored by Crunchyroll, actually. We get paid boku bucks.
Every time we say that, we get $100 in our pocket.
Yeah.
Oh, there they are, the Crunchyroll people.
Thank you so much, Dr. Crunch.
You know, they don't actually, they split $100 bill and they give you 50 and me 50. So that's how that works.
Yeah. Well, I like the lower half of it. Mm-hmm. It's just, I like seeing chins.
Oh, they do it this way?
Yeah. Do it lengthwise.
Lengthwise, that's funny. I was imagining it the other way.
I know you were.
What if they do it diagonally, though? You okay with that?
Oh, shit. I don't know if I'm okay with that.
We'll figure it out.
Because how do you tell? I just need more corners, man.
Yeah,
I can't handle that.
I understand that. So I was trying to catch up with Slime.
Yeah.
I think I'm like, if I had to guess, like maybe 3, maybe 4 episodes behind.
All right, you seen the chick yet?
No, we haven't seen the chick yet.
Cool. So you're like 4.
Yeah, I got to the point where they have become a nation.
Yeah.
You know, they're the fucking
next episode you see the chick.
Yeah, and they've become friends with the king and all that stuff. Essentially the civilization part of the show, it's still fun. I still like it. I'm excited to see what moves on from there, right?
Yeah.
I think it's fucking I thought I'd get tired of the whole repetition of, you know, Rimuru fucking defeats somebody or someone misunderstands who he is and then they become friends and he just takes them on.
That's pretty cool.
No, I thought I'd, you know, or like he makes them, like he gives them names and makes, like I thought I'd get tired of that after a while. I'm fucking not. Like every time a new species shows up and they're just like, oh, I fucking hope they get names, dog. I fucking hope they get dumbass names and I hope he passes out for 5 or 4, you know, whatever days.
Yeah.
So that was pretty fun. I also caught up with Mob Psycho.
Yeah.
The second season. Oh. Dude, it's really fucking good.
Oh, I haven't seen today's episode, but
I haven't seen today's episode either. But I got to see the episode where like that super gnarly battle scene happens.
Yeah, man, me too.
Essentially, I really like that episode because it starts off with like Mob being like stuck in a world where he has no powers.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is fuck. And like they cut it. What's it called? Like they made like
oh man, it was so cinegraphic.
I don't know what that's called. They did like widescreen view, right? And I was like
extra wide.
I was like, this looks
with a side of ranch.
It looked really good. You can for sure see in that like that episode must have been animated. You know,
they had a different animator.
Absolutely, because
they were like, "Hey, big boy, can you, you know?"
Mm-hmm. So I'm really still just like loving Mob Psycho 100.
Fucking that episode was incredible, dude.
That's just such a good show. Mm-hmm. Every time I think, oh, you know, whatever I may feel with Mob, and like then like something happens, but like
exactly. Well, because the first 3 episodes were like, I mean, I like Mob Psycho.
I feel I'm back in the swing of things. You know, I'm hanging out with Mob and fucking we're doing stuff. And
this intro, they're crushing it. Oh, so cool. So I like these things. You know, and then episode 4 comes around, and you're like, those were some good jokes. I like those jokes. Oh, pretty cool stuff. Nice. Episode 5 is just like, you guys aren't ready for this.
You ready to see some fucking animation, dog? No, what's funny is that like it almost felt like Mob Psycho was going to turn into like a monster of the week kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just like,
well, I mean, you have to remember that that's how the first season started too, and then the second season is just like, all right, let's ease you back into it. You know what you like.
And I remember like dropping off Mob Psycho when I first watched the first season, and
because I wasn't vibing that.
And then you came back to me like, dude, you got to check out the show. It's like, like it can't be that good. Like, no, you got to watch this show.
You trust me.
So I'm super excited to see wherever this show goes. I really like the intro. I like the outro too. It's really like cutesy or whatever. So yeah, I'm glad I was able to catch up with that. I've caught up with Shield Warrior. He hatched an egg.
That last episode was pretty fun.
Yeah. He got the.
Well, it was fun until the
very end. And then it became super fucking fun.
I was rock fun right there, man.
We were just talking about the fact that you were reading fucking Made in Abyss and there's like a bunch of teenage tits in it. No, like children tits in it.
Like preteen tits.
Preteen tits in it. And so essentially the episode of...
And teenage. I don't know how old they are, but yeah.
The episode of Shield Warrior ends with this like, there's a new chick there and she's not wearing any clothes and... Apparently she's calling me master, lolly for the fucking win or whatever, you know? I still really like the show. It's great. What else?
It is great, but I was just like, why did this have to do that? And of course, there's a little girl.
It had to. Of course, it had to. Because it's anime. That's what happens.
And also, one of the best episodes because it was just a race.
Yeah, it was a good race.
Episode was a race. It was fucking awesome.
It reminded me of that time we played fucking Pathfinder.
Yeah, me
we
too.
set up a race.
So fucking dumb. I love that shit. And she is the best bartender.
Oh, she's gonna be the best bartender. She was so fast, dog.
So fast.
I liked how fucking mad the chick was at the dragon. There's she's just like fucking so much animosity towards him. It's like fucking dragon.
I loved that because they pretty quickly established like, oh yeah, by the way, they hate each other.
Why?
But, like,
who fucking knows?
Whatever.
When they showed like, it's like, oh dude, you're fucking, I forget what it's called. Like, he's like, you're fucking chicken.
Chick, yeah. Your
like,
chocobo.
He's like, looks fucking ready. And you see she's like fire in her eyes.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit.
So it was way into it.
It was a lot of fun. Also caught up with, what else am I watching? Oh, Promised Neverland.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Oh,
show's good.
It is very good. So your prediction?
I don't remember. What did I say?
You said, you don't know. You think that Norman might be covering his own tracks.
Oh, yeah.
You also, you just didn't know, but you thought that could be another option.
Yeah,
that
no.
was probably it.
Yeah, it was kind of what I do remember predicting when I first, like when we first talked about the show. I was like, yo, dude, fucking Ray's up to something. I was like, I think Ray sent them there on purpose.
Yeah, you
because
did say
I thought
that.
Ray like knew what the deal was, and like it. And then in the episode
when you
after
said that, I was like, nice observation.
But then
That's
in the
what
episode
I mean.
after that, it was like it wasn't like Ray didn't go up. It was like, oh, you guys fucking saw it or whatever. And I was just like, huh. I guess I was wrong.
Yeah.
I guess I was kind of right or whatever. It's still a really cool show. I'm super excited to see where it goes.
Yeah. By the way, I'm going to just jump in really quick. Got the latest manga of The Promised Neverland, read that shit. And second season is going to have a story arc that you're going to lose your goddamn mind over, Juan. You specifically.
Is there accounting involved?
Well, I mean, they do count.
Is there counting involved?
Yes.
Well, then I'm in it.
All right.
That's all I want.
Is
it a tournament arc? Is it the Chunin exams? Don't tell me. I don't want to know. You're spoiling this for me. Don't tell me.
Yeah, I'm just telling you. I didn't expect to see it here, and it's something that you're going to love.
Joke's on you. I already read the entire manga.
So then you know about...
I don't know.
And you know about...
No, I don't know anything.
Wait, and when she...
I feel like I want to. I really... like. I'm tempting myself not to.
I support you not.
Yeah.
But I can... I can tell you that the books so far have been more captivating to me than the show. Mm-hmm. And I'm enthralled. Like, I want to watch the show so much. Actually, this latest episode of it, it didn't have like, you know, when it starts and it tells you the length of the episode, it was like 22 minutes, 50 seconds or something like that. Sometimes it's like 23:90 and this was 22:50. And I'm going into it thinking like, oh, that's a little bit short. I wonder why, like what's going to happen? Well, it was an entirely dialogue centric episode. No major plot points really happened. It was just a lot of planning and there were no twists. And it wasn't like, oh shit, this is going to happen now. It was just a lot of planning. And then it was over. And I was like, wait, that was 20 minutes already?
Yeah.
That went by so fucking fast. And it's crazy to me that without like big events or anything happening, I'm enthralled.
Yeah, the
still.
time just,
I know everything that's going to happen and I'm still captivated. Like the show's really good. And I think the manga is a little bit better, but the show just does such a good job with so many things.
For sure, man. I like the show. It's good. I gotta make a really major decision on whether or not I'm going to spoil it for myself. I'm going to try not to.
Get to the end of the first season,
and then I'll see how I feel. That's how it was. That's how I did it for.
My Hero.
No, not even fucking My Hero. Attack on Titan. But that's because they fucking took a 20-year hiatus. Those pieces of
that
shit.
One's totally fine for you to spoil.
Yeah,
like whatever.
Fucking assholes. Okay. Anyways, for the Runny Boys, I wanted to say I said I caught up with it. There's only one new episode, and they had to like run in a race to qualify for the thing that they want to do. They want to qualify for like a cross country run, like in the mountains or whatever.
Yeah.
And they have to do this team race, and their team time has to be the best or whatever. And they're all running, and they run, and they qualify.
Hell, good for them.
They need to come in at least 10th, the top 10 positions.
And they did it.
And they got 10. And so they're super pumped, super happy. And then like they're walking away, and the two twin characters are like looking at their times like on the board or whatever. And they're kind of like confused. And I was like, I wonder what's going on here, you know? And so then they're all walking back, like, oh, we're gonna go celebrate, blah, 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 stuff. And then the twin characters like hit up the character. And they go, hey man, you know, so-and-so, like their leader says, like, he wants us to reach for the top. Yo, like, was the top like, you know, like just going to the race thing, or like, Or does he fucking expect us to fucking win? Because like our time is horrible compared to the other people.
Yeah.
And he's like, and imagine the other teams that have qualified. Like they must be way better than us. And then like the character has like this really huge wide-eyed look. He's like, what the fuck is going to happen? And now I'm curious to see like, I'm curious, like, what does he expect? Does he actually expect them to win? Because if I had to guess, and I was telling Sierra, my guess is they're going to go to the finals.
Yeah.
The like character who's the youngest, the most talented one, he's going to win his personal race. Like he's going to be racing against like the other like best runner, and he's going to beat him. You know, like or whatever. But his team is going to lose and come into either second or third or whatever.
Yeah, I just want somebody on the team to do well.
Yeah, like one guy, like the one guy's going to do the best because he's going to be the best, and the other ones they're going to not win, but they're going to be like, hey man, it wasn't about winning, it was about like, you know, the fucking journey or some shit like that. So that's how I think the entire show would end if it gets that far. Who fucking knows? But I still like the show. I enjoy it. I remember telling you that the intro to the second intro, was just noise.
You were super mad, yeah.
I remember when I did have a couple drinks in me when I watched it. I was like, this is fucking trash. And then I heard it again. I was like, it's still not good. Like I'm completely sober. It's like, yeah, no, it's just noise. It's not that great. But yeah, that's all the anime I've been watching.
Oof.
I want to watch Dororo, but I haven't gotten time to get around to it.
You absolutely should. I wind up watching each episode and feeling sad after it's over for all the right reasons. Just a super intense action anime. It's like it's like Mushishi if it was more
action packed.
Sad and action packed, because Mushishi is pretty somber, but it's not like sad.
Yeah,
this is like
Mushishi's super chill vibes. You're just like, look how pretty this is, and then Dororo is like, look how fucking badass this is.
Yeah, well,
and sad.
Yeah, I'm way into it. It's really good. So we have like kind of a 2-parter type thing. Fuck, dude, this next story arc is really sad. We met a new character who she essentially takes care of a bunch of children, and she works all night and sleeps all day. And it's the kind of work that you would expect a sad show to have. So
she's out there making fucking the donuts.
Yeah, she's making donuts all
she
night.
Prostitutes?
Yeah.
That's a bummer.
Yeah, which is, you know.
She pretty?
Yeah.
She's the prettiest prostitute?
She has a pretty song that she sings, and she sings it to herself and like hums it and whatnot whenever she's going through. I
don't want to hear it. You're making me sad. You're really fucking bumming me out, dog. Man.
But speaking of sad things, I decided, you know what? I'm not going to watch this. I am done with Boogie Pop.
Calling it. Well, last week you said that you were pretty sure you're done. This week you're for sure done.
Yeah, didn't watch it. Was just like, nope, not vibing. I had a good run, and it's all over.
I told you. It wasn't even no good. You said you'd check it out. I think you wasted your time.
I don't feel like it was a waste.
It was a waste of time.
I feel like you consider things a different kind of,
waste of time.
Quality. I had a good time watching it with my friend. It was a good excuse to hang out and spend more time together.
Nah, waste. How far did you get into it? 5?
6. Watched 6 episodes. Didn't last.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably 6 more. Yeah, it's probably not worth it.
Yeah. And they're gonna have like hour specials and movies and whatnot.
For sure, not worth it, right?
Yeah, no, I'm not. It's not for me. But I also started watching this little show called Mysteria Friends, which started airing after everything else did. It's a good old 15-minuter. It's a spinoff of The Rage of Bahamut.
Okay.
Yeah. Which. It sucks.
Was the Rage of Bahamut
the first episode just to see?
Was that the one that was on Amazon Prime?
I think it might have been.
And it was just like a chick who was like a half dragon shit or whatever. I think that sounds about right?
Yeah.
But this is like a spinoff, and it's like tiny.
Yeah. So anyways, she's like a princess or something. Yeah, on Crunchyroll. She's a princess or some shit, and she's going to this other school where there's another princess, and they're friends, and it was nothing happened in the first episode. It was just fucking dumpster town. But we did get to see some thighs, some ass, some feet. Ooh. We got to see some bops. We pretty much saw it all, man. But it was only enough to be like, hey, just in case you like this, we're just gonna whoops, here it is. Instead of
who animated these frames right here?
Yeah. Instead of being like in your face, it was a little bit more like, and here's some of this for you guys. So we know what you like.
It's done tastefully is what you're saying.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say tasteful is the right word, but it was done in a super not
obvious,
over the top way. Yeah,
it's very nonchalantly. Here's some thighs for you, fucking purse.
Yeah, like you just know you like it. So whatever. She's getting ready for the day, and she's gonna put on her really long tights. Yeah.
Well, I know what I'm watching tonight.
Anyways, you better rage over Mysteria, friends, because holy shit, is it raging?
Probably watching Dororo tonight.
Dude, it's so good. I'm so excited for you to watch it. It's really fucking good. And yeah, anyways, I have also read all of Maid in Abyss that's out right now. And you get to the last book that came out. It wraps up the end of the first season of it. And then it goes into a little bit more, like they continue their adventure. And it's gonna be good. It's gonna be really good. But it's also gonna be a movie. And it's going to be really intense. There is some scenes in it that are going to be pretty damn graphic. And I'm a little bit concerned about seeing it in color and being able to like handle just like, oh, fuck, dude, that is brutal. So it's definitely not going to be something that a lot of people are comfortable with, but we're going to see some fucked up stuff in this next thing. I also wonder if they're going to be as graphic as they have been in the comics with nudity in the movies. Because I know that they've toned everything down a bit because of TV or whatever, but...
If I had to guess, I'd say it'd also be toned down just because I imagine they're not being... Wait,
I don't know, though.
If they're theatrical releases, they have more free liberty or whatever. I don't know. How are we going to guess? We have to, someone has to say bops or no bops, dog.
I'm going to say that they're probably going to include some nudity.
Okay, then I'm going to go no bops on it then.
You are?
Yeah, loser has to...
show their bops.
Oh, those are fucking... That's heavy. All right. It is what it is.
Fucking ups.
Anyways.
But yeah, that's pretty much all of the stuff that I've been watching too. Cool. So that's my anime news of the week. Also, hey, big shout outs to our boy DJ Marmar on Instagram. They won the giveaway. Yeah, so they won. Congrats. You get a couple of pop figures of our boy All Might.
And Yoshi.
Well, I mean, you know.
His name's Yoshi.
I understand that. But
skinny All Might.
Yeah.
Fucking decrepit All Might. Small Might. No, Small Might's a cute one.
No, I know, but, you know, whatever.
Anyways.
Small Might.
So, I don't know if Sierra's hit him up or anything, if he's replied.
Sierra's for sure hit him up and replied.
Oh, did he reply?
Dude, I don't know. My phone's turned off for this.
Anyways, DJ Marmar, if you did get the... reward, the prize, congratulations. And if not, for some reason you can't accept it,
we're gonna do another drawing.
We'll do another drawing.
You know what? Fuck it.
And we'll be giving it to someone else. So it is what it is. Someone's gonna be taking these pop figures, so we're not taking them because they're cursed.
Oh yes.
Let's get into the news.
Hey, a thing that we like, Kobayashi Dragon Maid. Well, it's getting a second season and is confirmed in the latest manga that was published.
Since when have we liked Kobayashi Dragon Maid?
Well, we just like it. I've never watched it. I watched the first episode and was like, yeah, this show's not for me.
I wouldn't say...
But like, I like it.
I wouldn't say I like the show. I'd say that...
I think you would.
No, I'm going to say I don't like the show.
I've seen your search history.
It's just Kobayashi Dragon Maid.
You're just looking up Kana-san or whatever her name is.
The little tiny one? Yeah. Fucking A. No, I'm not saying I like the show. I think the show looks real pretty. But the show, like whatever they're selling, I'm not buying. Like, I hate about that.
It ain't for me either, but hey, man. Second season.
Congratulations to people who love the show. Yeah. People who do like the show.
People do. I mean, if you want to see a girl get drunk around some dragons that are also girls with huge boobs, or go for it, man. Or no boobs. Whatever. It's all good. She's 1 billion years old. So she could be naked. It's all good. Mm-hmm. So you can watch that.
Good for you.
Hey, man.
What's up?
Change of pace.
Okay.
So the voice actor, the nice man, the kind man, Kinryuu Arimoto, passed away at the age of 78. And he can be remembered through like all of his various roles in so many different things, but particularly Whitebeard in One Piece.
Fuck, man. Not Whitebeard. They took Whitebeard from us, homie.
Yeah, man. That's a esophagus cancer for you. That'll do it.
That's the worst part, because he was a voice actor, and he for sure worked the shit out of that esophagus. So, it's probably all the smoking.
Yep. Probably that, actually.
Yeah, let's move to silence for the homie. All right, you'll be missed. Glad for all the stuff you were able to do for us while you were around. So,
hell yeah.
All right, man. Cheer me up, please.
Rascal Does Not Dream of Dreamy Girl is going to premiere in Japan on June 15th.
Fuck yeah.
Dude,
we're doing it on June 15th, right?
I'm going to the Nihon.
We're getting ready we're probably packing our bags and checking them twice for Anime Expo in July.
Oh yeah, actually we booked our ticks.
Yeah, we did book our ticks.
Yeah, we got a dope hotel this time. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, we always get the same dope hotel, but we got like the dope setup
hotel with
the 2 beds and the jets and the couch and 2 rooms, 1.5 bath.
Whoa, big pimpin'. Who's
You're paying for all of it, so it's good. Hey, an adaptation of the Ni No Kuni video game franchise is going to debut this summer. It's being produced by VOLN and it's being directed by the video game's character designer.
I don't think I know what this is.
Ni No Kuni Wrath of the White Witch. It's made by Level 5 Studios, and they take a lot of influence, mostly because they had people working on it from the studio, from Studio Ghibli.
It's cool. I don't know what that is.
You haven't seen it at all?
I don't think so.
They were huge advertisements for like a while. Ni No Kuni 2 came out in 2018.
Why the fuck would I know? I don't play video games.
Because it's by a fucking anime studio.
Oh, and so because I have an anime podcast,
I should thing. We've talked about it on the show.
We have never talked about this.
We for sure have talked about Ni No Kuni Wrath of the White Witch.
I'm not talking to you about this. No, I'm not fighting with you. All right, I'm sorry.
We've both moved past it. We're all good now.
You're not going to apologize?
No.
Fuck you. I'm not sorry.
What is there for me to be sorry about?
Fuck it. I'm not sorry.
I shouldn't be sorry about something that I didn't.
Just say you're sorry.
What did I do?
Just say you're sorry.
What did I do?
Just apologize.
Tell me what I did.
If you don't fucking apologize, I'm not going to Valentine's Day with you.
I don't know what I did, I can't apologize to you. Otherwise, I'm just saying I'm sorry.
That's all I want to hear.
All right. Well, then I said it.
No, you didn't say it. You didn't say it. You'd actually have to say it to me.
About what?
Just say it. Just say you're sorry.
I'm sorry.
Okay, I forgive you. I'm sorry too.
So I Want to Eat Your Pancreas is it's a movie.
Is that all the news?
Yes.
Okay, cool. That's the end of the news. Let's get to this week's topic. You're the worst.
Yeah, I don't know what we just did.
Oh, seriously? I want to talk about this real quick.
Oh, okay.
So I had a live stream for my
I was so
major.
Fucking confused the whole time too.
Anyways, we're doing a live stream for the major. I was asked to play a game for an hour, which is fine because I don't play video games. So I did very poorly. We played Castle Crashers. Never played before. Did very poorly. The best part was that I told Sierra she wouldn't get a shout out unless she donated money.
Yeah. This is fucking great.
And then, so she donated money. And then, I was like, oh, so Josh, our friend, our friend, said, oh, shout outs to Sierra Venegas for donating money. And I go, oh, hey, in my head, this is my fault, my bad. I told Josh, say shout outs to Trip also, because I figured that like it was $50. Like, oh, maybe Trip did half of it or whatever, because they were both watching it, you know? And then he goes, okay, shout outs to fucking Trip also or whatever.
Yeah.
And then apparently you were
I lost my shit.
Losing your shit. And it wasn't because it was like a big deal, but it was you were just losing and rubbing it in Sierra's face that you got a shout out without giving any money.
Free. It was so funny. She was so mad.
Well, what's great is that you were like, just like, and she's just like to that point, I'm like, well, what do you do? Is like, she's like, I told him I hated him. Like, I hate you. I hate you so much. And you're like, I don't even care. And
it was really dumb.
I told Sierra I could get Josh to like, resend it or whatever. It was like in paper. She was like, no, I want him to do a live stream and go on the air and apologize and take back Trip's fucking shout. I'm like, that sounds like a lot of work.
That's even better. I get even more attention. Fuck yeah. Are you kidding me? Yeah, talk more about me. Anyway. Like, I don't care about anything, so it's all good.
That being said, Sierra hates you. I hate you. Let's talk about this week's topic.
Dude, I am so into that. So I Want to Eat Your Pancreas is made by Studio VOLN, who's made only a couple of things, actually. So Karakuri Circus, which is the puppet show.
The puppet show?
Yeah, they made Puppet Show.
Was that last season or this season?
It was last season.
Okay, last season Puppet Show on Amazon Prime.
Mm-hmm. They made Ushio and Tora. I don't know it. Mm-hmm. And Idle Incidents, which came out in 2017. So I know we watched it, but I don't remember it.
Must have not been good. I can't remember it.
I don't know, man.
Wait, that's not the one where the two idols are fighting for first place and one fucks the other one, right?
What?
Remember that? Like where it's like they want to be the... Remember that show? I think that show was like, I want to hug you or something like that. Remember like the show's just like... There was two guys, both of them were actors or whatever.
Oh, guys. Yeah. Now I okay. Yeah.
What do you think I said?
Well, No, I was thinking about the girls because this show's about girls. So I was thinking about a show where girls and that happens. No. Yeah, the guy show. No, that's a whole different thing. I don't remember what that one's called, but no, that one's not it.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember that one now. Yeah, for sure. That one was...
It was crazy. Like, there's no way I made this up.
Well, I was thinking about women, and I was like, that sounds fucking insane. And also, people would eat that shit up. Instead, it's on the other side of the spectrum, which people also ate up. But
for different reasons.
Yeah, but I oh my God, yeah.
Double standards, I guess.
Woo,
so this studio hasn't done anything besides that one thing that I know of.
Yeah, which honestly, like, you didn't finish it. So
no, I think I watched, I liked it for like all of an episode or two.
It was good for a couple episodes, and then I couldn't deal.
Yeah,
it wasn't for me. But the director of it is Shinichiro Ushijima, and he made 3 episodes of One Punch Man. He was the director of that, and then 1 episode of Death Parade.
Okay.
And honestly, with those things directed under his belt, those are pretty fucking, those are good shows to be.
Pretty good things. Yeah,
pretty good things. And my opinion on I Want to Eat Your Pancreas is it was a good movie.
Yeah.
It was a pretty damn good movie.
That was good. I don't think I think I've seen better movies, but it for sure was something that's worth watching.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, I'm happy I went to go see it in theaters. If I had waited around for it, I feel like I would have still enjoyed it. But I'm really happy I got to see it in theaters.
There's something about it. Like, I feel like there was a lot of hype around the movie.
There was a lot of like, leading up to it. They gave out tissue boxes at the premiere in Japan.
They also gave out like little books that would give you like
the continuation of the story.
Because it's based off a light novel, right?
Yeah.
So like a continuation of what happens after this movie. So there's just like a lot of hype surrounding it. At first there was nothing. Essentially it was like, hey, there's this movie being made. It's called this. We find out it's about cancer, and then we just find out it's the saddest thing that's ever existed. And the hype just keeps growing.
And they fucking really built that up, man. And throughout that time, there have been sadder things that I've seen.
For sure. No. And so after watching this, I think it's not that the sadness hype I feel didn't land for me. Like I get the movie. Yeah. I get the movie being sad or whatever.
It was sad.
It was sad, but it wasn't like fucking, slip my wrist, fucking kill myself sad,
What the fuck?
I'm saying that's like the saddest thing ever. Like 13 Reasons Why sad. It wasn't that sad. What I'm saying is 13 Reasons Why is a better show than... No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my God. I'm like, wow, okay, we're going to end this episode right now.
What I want to say is but it was still good, even though I feel like that hype, it didn't live up to that specific hype.
Yeah.
I still enjoyed the movie. We recently reviewed Makia, right? Mm-hmm. And after the movie, you and I were talking, and we're like, well, this or Makia, like, which one would you watch again, or which one did you like more? And we both agreed that Makia was better.
Yeah, Makia was.
So if that's the case, and we also know, you can kind of figure out where other movies stand in like this. Like, it's up there. It's like one of those like good movies, but it's not like top tier. Like,
no, absolutely not. No, it definitely holds its own place though, and overall, like, watching the movie, I kept comparing it to real life in certain ways. I saw certain parallels in characters and situations that I had also seen in my own life. Mm-hmm. And I think that that's one thing that they wanted you to kind of do, like, address things, is somebody who's had cancer or
someone who's dealt with like death or
it connects to people a little bit more if they have experiences with people that have experienced cancer in some way or another. Mm-hmm. So, in certain ways, it was able to connect with me more in that regard. But I don't know. I don't think that made my watching the movie any stronger.
Yeah.
I just, it brought up certain things that I'm like, oh yeah, I know what these experiences. Like.
Yeah. And they also like, it's not just specifically, in this movie it was specifically cancer, but it was also like just the idea of like dealing with somebody or having to live with somebody who, has, or personally has like some sort of like ailment that is like, life threatening or like, continue, like it's not something that can be cured.
Terminal.
Yeah. Terminal essentially. But yeah, I liked it. I did like it, and I would watch it again. No, I don't think I'd watch it again just because, can you, I don't know if you can look this up, but could you tell me about like how long it was? Like, could you guess like about how long it was?
Yeah, it was about an hour and a half.
Because honestly, this thing felt like it was really long, like super long, like too long in my opinion. There's just bits of it where it's like I felt like some things were just dragging on, and I think that was like my personal biggest complaint with it. I just felt like there's just like a lot of just hanging out time, and I was like, I would like something to happen, or I would like even if nothing were to happen, I just, because there's movies that you watch where like nothing happens, but you just feel like that something is progressing or whatever. And I just, the whole time I was there, I was like, man, I don't know what's going on. I just feel like I'm sitting here and it's never ending. But it's good. It looks good, surprisingly. Yeah. Especially after hearing that they did the puppet show thing or whatever. It looks solid. Like, I would have guessed it was made by like a more prestigious studio, in my opinion.
Yeah, honestly, I thought it was made by not like PA Works, but like A1 Pictures, or something.
Yeah, Clover Works or something like that.
Yeah, I could see JC Staff maybe, but yeah, I don't know, man. Your whole thing about everything feeling like it was just dragging on, I didn't have that same impression with this because I wasn't looking for big plot points. I just wanted to see these characters interacting, which there's a like genre of movies that I got really into for a period called mumblecore, which nothing happens. It's just people hanging out and stuff going on. Yeah. I don't know. I was pretty into it.
What a strange name. I've never brought this up. What a strange name for like a genre movie. Like, hey, what kind of movie do you like? Mumblecore. It sounds like a genre of like really hardcore rap or something like that.
Well, it kind of comes from, having all those different genres of music. Okay. Like hardcore genres and happy hardcore. Metalcore. And
just like
all that stuff.
When you're like, oh, cool, I'm a metal band. Like, no, but what kind of metal? And they give you like, so like mumblecore just sounds like, huh.
Yeah. So it came around when a lot of music genres were getting those different titles or whatever.
So would you describe this movie?
No,
but you're saying you're used to that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so I'm pretty familiar with it, and it's more of an exposition of character in some ways. So I feel like it kind of went along with that, where there weren't very many major plot moments that happened. It was just kind of like these things are happening, and because they're happening, like this is happening with the plot, which didn't really change the direction that the plot was going at all.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
So I think that was what made it so hard, is that there were these significant events that didn't change anything.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, for sure. I guess maybe something I liked about it also was like, everything did feel super realistic. Like it wasn't
and I think that's why,
it was like, because I guess that makes sense. I guess having this huge plot point happen in real life doesn't change your life that often, something like I could have some sort of revelation and the next day doesn't mean everything's completely different.
Yeah, it's just like, cool, time for me to go to school again.
Yeah.
Like,
it's like, I don't just like, I've cracked it, and then be like, well, I guess I don't have to do anything else for my life. I'm just gonna go travel the world,
Yeah, exactly.
Because in real life it's like, well, I do want to travel, but I got class of 8, so I gotta figure this out.
And I feel like they did a really good job at that. Anyways, let me just get a little bit more into the plot. The movie starts out immediately with our main character named Me, because I guess you're supposed to kind of put yourself in his perspective of things in a way. So his name is Me, and he's crawled in bed, and it's somber to start, and then you see that, well, this other girl that we know has cancer, thanks to the trailers and whatnot. She is dead. Starts out with her funeral, and he decided that he doesn't want to go, and he's curled up in bed and he's sad. And then it tells about how they met, and it goes back into that, and you get to see little pieces and bits and here and there about their life and some major things that were going on, until it concludes and we get back to her funeral and how all that happened. So overall, that's just kind of the way that the story goes without spoiling anything major yet.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, because we're going to for sure spoil this. So the reason they called him Me was, I feel like it was, I think I liked it. I like the idea of us trying to either understand his perspective or be like, we're like, it's not really don't really focus, because his characterization is kind of like, he's really detached to the world, right? Like,
yeah, he's super detached. And when they were trying to describe him beforehand, they weren't like, yeah, he's depressed. Like, they said he's more of he's like an incredible introvert. Like, he's super introverted.
Oh, yeah.
But I definitely got more impressions of he didn't want to be hurt and more depressed things.
I think he also is like a very like he doesn't value himself at all. Like he feels like he's not like worth being like a part of anything,
which is definitely depression.
Yeah, for sure. Which is.
But beforehand, when they were talking about the movie and everything, that stupid thing that happened before the movie. And they were just like, yeah, he's not depressed. He's just super introverted. And
I'm like, he's for sure sad.
He's sad as fuck, dude.
Homie
like,
is sad, yeah.
Everything that he's saying is like, he doesn't want people to have to worry about him and all that. And like, he's not suicidal or anything, but clearly he's not a happy guy.
No, he's like on this one track and he can't even like, you know, he's on this specific track, blinders on, doesn't want to interact with the world, doesn't want the world to interact with him. He just wants to read his fucking books or whatever. So, I mean, I've never felt that way before in my life, but I do think so much. I do think that this character, like, I felt for him. I was like, oh, I see that he for sure there's something wrong here.
Yeah.
And that I do like think the idea of him not giving it like a name right off the bat was a pretty smart choice to be like, oh, cool. Now I understand this a little bit better.
Yeah.
And then our other character, Sakura, who we get given her name, right? That's her name.
Yeah, pretty quickly you get her name.
She's like fucking the opposite, dude. She's like the
exact opposite.
Super bubbly, hella friendly. Like she wants to be able to like just interact with anybody. And a lot of this is because she has this ailment or whatever. And I feel she's trying to suck the most out of life.
Yeah.
Without having anybody know, because she wants to, it's very clear. She's just like, I'm sick. I'm not fucking going to worry anybody with my sickness. I'm going to live life to the fullest.
Yeah.
I thought it was super fucked when she would say, like, when she would want to do stuff, she would just tell her parents, like, well, I'm going to die soon anyways. And her parents would be like, yeah, mom cries a little bit, but, whatever. I get to do what I want. I was like, oh, that's so fucking, I guess, I don't know. I've never been in that situation where, I can just be like, well, yeah, mom, I'm going to do this because I'm dying in fucking pretty soon, So,
I mean, here's the thing, man. You are dying pretty soon, and not you personally. So, like, if you were dying pretty soon, you would want to be able to do just anything you can. And if your parents are like, no, you can't.
You have to take care of yourself. Like, I'm dying,
dude. Just let me. I'm dying,
dude. I'm gonna die, bro.
I would for sure pull that card.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. If
I was like, one of the last things I want to do is this thing, and if you're not letting me do it, well, that fucking sucks because I'm gonna die without doing it. So
it's very like she's very matter of factly about it. It's like, hey, I'm dying. You gonna let me do this or not? Oh, you're not. That's fucked. I'm dying.
Yeah.
I just pull the dying card all the time.
Yeah, man.
But even though she is super like positive and super like friendly and stuff, there's also sadness in her. Like you can see that she tries to like put it off a lot or try to not think about it. But you also feel this hurt, this sadness, this fear. Essentially, like she doesn't want to die. She's super young. She wants to live life to the fullest. So I feel like this connection of these two characters works very well. Like one is in theory, the polar opposite of the other, but they are also very similar. So,
yeah, exactly. Yeah. One of them wants to enjoy life, but he doesn't know how, and he's too afraid. And the other one is enjoying life, but she's terrified and doesn't want to let anyone know that she's terrified because, it's not who she is.
Yeah, she knows that it's not going to be around for a long time.
But the movie starts out with her funeral, and then we get to do a little flashback, and we see them working together, and then we do an even bigger flashback, and our boy is hanging out. He's just going to the hospital for some blood work or something. I don't know, like a checkup. I don't know what it is.
He had his pancreas removed, and he's getting his appendix. So he's getting his stitches removed. That's what he's doing.
That's what it was. Yeah. Just some like simple shit, whatever. Shit,
yeah, he's in the fucking doctor's office.
And he sees a book that's just sitting there, and he's looking around for somebody that might have lost a book. He loves books, so he's drawn to it. He picks it up, opens it up, and sees the title, Living with Dying. And then he sees that it's a girl's journal. And then she's like, "Hey, you found my book. Like that's mine." And anyways, I have cancer and I'm dying. So that's kind of what I do in order to deal with this. I write it all down. I have like a diary for it. So yeah, he's like,
"Cool.
Okay,
here you go.
There's a book."
She's like, "Can you not tell anybody?" He's just like, "Whatever."
Yeah, and she's like, "Not even gonna. No, you're not gonna ask any questions.
No,
you're
I'm
not gonna
sorry.
say,
yeah, no, nothing. No, you picked the wrong guy."
Cool. And then she stumbles into him like outside.
Stumbles is in quotations. She like purposely puts herself in front of him. She's like, "What a coincidence!"
Like, who would have thought you would have been here? They go to the same school. She already knows like a little bit about him, and she's been interested in him.
They're in the same class, aren't they?
Yeah. And he's been completely removed from everyone else, so he hardly remembers what people look like.
Or their names.
Purposefully doesn't have any connection with anyone. So then they kind of introduce each other, themselves to each other in certain ways. He doesn't say his name at all, but he's like, "Yeah, I mean, that's me. Yeah, you know who I am.
Yeah, whatever. I'm book boy."
And she's just talking about things. They're having a conversation, and you could definitely see the juxtaposition of their personalities clashing right there. And it just kind of goes on. And she's like, cool, well, I had a lot of fun. And anyways, I want to go doing this thing with you because I want to do things with you. And he's like, well, why should I do anything with you? And she's like, well, I mean, like, I'm kind of dying. Yeah. So, like,
how you going to say no to a dying chick?
Yeah, like, you should at least, like, let me. You did tell me that I should do things to be happy. And it would make me happy to go and eat this food with you. And he's like, all right, well, you fucking got me on that one. So then they meet up and they get food and then they just talk to each other a little bit more and he starts to open up and it's just a progression of you get to see how she's dealing with things and you get to see him opening up and really improving himself because of her. And she's able to be fully honest with him because he doesn't have any kind of a connection with anyone and he won't tell her secret to anyone because he has no one to tell it to. And you could just really feel the honesty in their relationship with each other. And she feels like she could still have a lot of fun with him, but she can also talk about her dying and her cancer and all of her issues.
Which is perfect because, like, you know, she has friends. Obviously, she's like a friendly person or whatever. So the fact that she just want to worry her friends, she's like, cool, I'll just make this new friend who's, you know, the main character, me or whatever. And she's just like, cool, now I can burden you with the fact that I'm dying and you don't seem to care. This is fucking perfect. You can treat me like any other person. Like any other person because you don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And, you know, the point of the story is that eventually he starts, like, fucking caring, right?
Yeah, he cares immensely.
What's super surprising, too, is, like, there wasn't, like, a lot of characters in this movie, you know? Like, there's a really small core.
5 or 6.
You know, so, you know, there's our main character, there's a girl, another character who gets a lot of play in it is Sakura's best friend, who doesn't like our main character. Like, she... At all.
She's like, hey, go fuck yourself, weirdo.
She actively, like, threatens him. He's like, hey, if you ever fucking hurt Sakura by any fucking means, I'll fucking kill you. Like, I'll legitimately fucking kill you.
I'll kill your family. I'll kill your dog.
Yeah.
Just like, okay,
I'll fucking
man,
kill you.
Back off.
He's like, again, he's just like fucking sack of potatoes over here. He's like, dude, don't care. Just trying to read my fucking books. And there's a bunch of rumors spreading that like Sakura and him are dating, and he's just like, nope, just fucking friends, I guess, or whatever. Or maybe he doesn't even call them friends. Like, she says, yeah, we're friends, and he's just like, sure.
Yeah, he's just like, I never said that we're friends. We just know each other. And
and then there's like you know, we barely see his parents. We see her mom a bit, right? And then we see one other guy named Gumboy who never is given a name.
Nope, he's pretty cool. I like him a lot.
He's just a character who comes in every now and then and like runs into me and just like, hey man, like just trying to strike a conversation. And I'll be like, and the conversation always leads to like, do you want a piece of gum? You know? And he'll be like, no, thank you.
He's pretty great.
Yeah.
And then we have the most popular kid in school.
Oh, yeah. The most popular kid in school who is fucking just...
He's the most attractive. He's the smartest.
Cool guy McGee. He walks in.
Sportinest.
He's saying Ohio to everybody when he walks in.
Yeah, dude. It's fucking straight in the morning.
Letting people borrow fucking CDs. Fucking people are just giddy to talk to him.
Yeah.
Main character doesn't give a fuck about him. could give 2 fucking shits.
Yeah, man.
Okay, so I feel like the first are we gonna? Do you want to start talking to like
sure,
more
man.
details?
You go for it.
Okay, so the first like big thing that they do together is besides like, you know, talking shit is they go on a trip, right? Which one of the fucking voice actors from the English voice actors said that was their favorite part of the movie or whatever. They go on a trip. I don't know where they go. They're obviously out of town, right?
Whatever, yeah.
And they're teenagers and they rent a hotel, right?
Yeah. But beforehand they're like, yeah, something's wrong.
Yeah.
We can't get the 2 rooms, but upgraded us to 1 room that's like a suite, and there's only 1 bed.
Yeah, but there's a couch. This might have been one of my favorite scenes of the movie.
It was really good, honestly. I liked it.
Because we get to see... Yeah. You know, they're both the characters are in an intimate setting, you know, and not like intimate romantic, more like intimate. Like they're just close. They're just the 2 of them. A lot of the movie is just, you know, obviously them 2 talking, but we get to see them drink alcohol. It obviously affects her more than him, so they start playing truth or dare or whatever to get to know each other better. And our main character seems to be winning a lot more than she does, right? And he keeps asking her questions to learn about her. Yeah, and she wants more like fun questions, like, who do you think the cutest girl in our class is? You know?
Yeah. And we got beforehand a little tease of what she's going to be doing for this whole thing, too. She's like playing around like, oh, yeah, I have to go shower. I'm completely naked in here. Like, can you grab this thing from my bag?
She's just being playful or whatever. And I guess that's how teenage girls do. I wouldn't know. Not a teenage girl.
What?
Yeah, I'm not. Didn't tell you?
I have to make some phone calls.
Sorry, bro. But yeah, so they're playing Truth or Dare, and the questions for her are more playful and more like, who do you like, or
who's the prettiest girl?
If you would like a girl, or like if you were to rank me at like, how pretty I am, rank? What word I rank? She ranks third, by the way.
Nice.
Ooh.
Nice.
He likes. I like how he picks the girl he likes the most. Like, I don't fucking know her name. She's the one that's really good at math. And they go like, oh, that's your type. Nice. Like I
thought that was really good. Like, it was funny. It was
that's
great.
A nice touch. He's obviously he wouldn't fucking know, but he's just like, that bitch that goes up there and does a Pythagorean theorem kills it. Fucking more of that.
And who's the other one? She's like got this color hair, and
he's like,
that's who she is.
Exactly. So, and then like I said, his questions are like, what were you like as a child, or what was your saddest moment, or stuff like that. And then I think near the end of the game, she's way more tipsy, and she asks him to like, he does dare, and the dare is to like to carry her into bed. So he like, fine, I'll fucking carry you into bed. And then I don't remember what the last question was. It was something about death. I can't remember. Do you remember what the last question was?
Yeah, it was something about death. Like,
what would you do if I died, or how are you going to feel?
What are you going to do when I die?
Yeah.
Or and something like that.
Or the dare was, you can sleep in bed with me.
Yeah.
And so he's like, fuck.
Yeah, it chooses, like, he says truth, and then she asks the question. He stands there for a little bit, and you're like, dare.
Yeah. Because he doesn't want to think about it.
Because that was pretty intense. And you could tell he's starting to have feelings about her, not necessarily romantic ones, like, but definitely, like, I care about this person.
Exactly. And then, like, earlier, it's revealed that what he sees, like, in her bag when he's getting her lotion or her shampoo is, like, he just sees like a bag within her bag and just like filled with like all this medical stuff, like needles and pills, and it's just like, and it scares him. It's like it dawns on him like, oh shit, she's
going through a lot
legitimately
right now.
Like super sick.
She's actually dying.
So that's how that hotel thing ends, and she has to go back home, and her best friend calls her up. It's like, what the fuck? You owe me a gift, and she's mad that she went on a trip with him. It's all this stuff, and that was like the first big moment, like big turning point in our characters like starting to become better friends or whatever. And I really liked that scene a lot, actually.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah. I think that was the best scene in the movie, just because we get the feeling of like he's starting to become an actual person, and we're getting to learn a little bit more about him. And I thought that her interactions with him and her just like really trying to cut loose, like it did give me the impression of she is dying. She realizes she's trying to make the most of it and have all these new experiences. And she's not afraid of that because she knows that death is just, it could happen at any moment.
Yeah, no. And like the more I thought about that scene, like if you were to cut that scene out, like if you were to cut like everything in front of it, everything behind it, just take that scene out and just like make that, like say if it was like a short film or whatever, that would have been amazing.
I would instantly be like, we're making that a full movie.
Yeah, that's fucking, that is just so, like just like such a well done scene, like a short bit of
it's
everything.
Amazing.
Yeah, for sure. So for sure, probably my favorite part of the movie. Okay, so after that, what happens? They just still become friends and stuff, and I think
it's kind of found out a little bit by the other characters that they're on this trip together. Sakura said that she's staying with her best friend, and then Sakura's mom called just to check up and see how everything was going, and like they had to
cover.
So then her best friend got all pissed off. She's like, "Where the fuck are you?" And she's like, I'm just like, I'm out. I'm
doing
my thing. Don't worry about me. Which this whole part felt like really high schooly of like, oh, I'm not going to tell you, but like, oh, I'm doing some secret stuff. I know that it also wasn't that reason, but it definitely felt that way, which I felt was pretty genuine. It's not something that an adult would do necessarily. Just like, hey man, I'm on a trip, like I'll be back on this day or whatever. But instead everyone's so close, and it's like your best friend, and you're not telling your best friend.
How could you not tell me everything, essentially, kind of thing. I think the next part's the bits where like he borrows the book from her, right? Like they go to her house, like that's like the next big point. And while she's there, she keeps doing this stuff where like she has like, what's the word? A bucket list, essentially. So she coerces him to go to his house by saying like, hey, I have this really rare book.
Go to her house.
Go to her house to be like, I have this really rare book that you can borrow, but you have to come pick it up at my house. And they're hanging out or whatever. And he's like, okay, well, I want to leave. He's just kind of tired of hanging out. And she says that on her bucket list, like she hugs him from behind, and she's like, on my bucket list, like one of my things to do is like do something inappropriate with somebody who's not my boyfriend or whatever.
Yeah. And also they were talking and he's just like, no, I'm not interested in you whatsoever. Not at all. I'm absolutely sure. Yes, I'm not into you. She's like, good.
That's exactly what I want. And so this is the moment where like it gets a little...
I wasn't really vibing on this. I couldn't connect with it.
Exactly. It felt really, it's just really aggressive, essentially.
Yeah, that's like, perfect for it.
She's toying with him, and she's like gonna kiss him, and she pulls back, and she's like, fucking egg in your face.
Got you piece of shit.
You're a bitch. I would never want to kiss your ugly ass face, is what she says, essentially.
Yeah.
And like, he gets really like, I mean, she doesn't say that. She says it in Japanese, so obviously he doesn't say that. He gets really like worked up about it and gets like really mad, and like, he like grabs her and like, forces her on the bed, and like he just like over her, and he's like panting really heavily.
Yeah,
she's like, you're hurting me or whatever, and like she starts like crying. I guess I kind of get what's going on. Like he doesn't like the idea that she was like teasing him or whatever. So he shows her like, look, that you're like, I'm stronger than you. Like, don't fuck with me. Like, you know, like this isn't a, like, it just is just really weird. Like, I don't think he was actually gonna force himself on her. Like,
no,
sexually.
but he essentially said like, in his actions, like, I can't embarrass you like that, but I can make you really uncomfortable, like you made me uncomfortable.
Exactly.
And he's like, I'm not going to do anything to you, but
fuck you, essentially. Yeah. So he leaves, and then he runs into fucking ace student. Everybody loves him. Best boy in the world. And it turns out best boy in the world was actually Sakura's ex-boyfriend.
Yeah.
And Sakura's told him about it in the past. Like, yeah, we broke up. You know, he was really nice as a friend. But once we started dating, like, it just wasn't working out.
Yeah, and he learned something about that as well, like kind of why they broke up and who she's more into. Mm-hmm. And he said like, hey, as long as you're not like this, like her ex-boyfriend, and he punches our main character in the face.
Oh, yeah, punches him really hard. Yeah. Because fucking best boy is a psycho, dude. He's like, why would she want to hang out with you and not me? I'm the best, you know. Mm-hmm. Sakura comes out and sees the situation. It's raining, by the way, because obviously it's an anime. You know, and so she tells, you know, the best boy. Best boy is super psycho. He's got like really small eyes. He's just like, he's like, you can just hang out with me, Sakura. Fuck him. I just punched him for you. You know,
yeah, he's like
just
real shitty.
And she's like, dude, get the fuck out of here. Like, I don't want to deal with your shit. I don't want to fucking see you. Fucking beat it, you know. And he leaves. He's a bitch. And then Sakura takes. I guess they have a moment on the ground, and like she apologizes for doing what she did to him, you know.
Mm-hmm. And he clearly apologizes.
He's like, I'm sorry too, obviously, whatever. They go back to her house. He gets a change of clothes, and she lets him borrow the book. Mm-hmm. And he says something. He mentions like, "Hey, I read all my books in order, so this would be at the back of the queue." And she's like, "Yeah, man, fucking whenever you get done with it, give it back to me." Mm-hmm. And that's like that was just another big moment in there, like in this relationship that they've been building. The next part is Sakura going to the hospital, right?
Mm-hmm. She gets sick.
Mm-hmm. She's sick because some of her numbers are off or whatever is what she says. Mm-hmm. People at school are told that she had her pancreas removed, right?
Her appendix.
Her appendix removed. Not her pancreas. That's what's killing her.
Yep.
Her appendix. And so obviously our main character knows that it's not true. So he goes and sees her at the hospital to make her feel better.
Yeah.
And they share another moment when they go see fireworks together. They sneak out of the hospital. Yeah.
Also, they have a little nice thing, too, where she's doing a little dance in her room alone. And then he comes in and, like, sees her dancing. And she's, like, kind of surprised and does, like, a little cutesy thing.
That was one of the biggest yells I've seen in a long time.
It was pretty funny. It was good.
It's just one of those, like, anime tropes that, like, here you go. Here, it's anime. Don't forget. And they throw it at
exactly.
you. Yeah.
Which I thought was pretty fun. And then they're just kind of talking about what's going on.
They talk about warmth, right? Mm-hmm. She says she likes hugging people because
it's nice to feel their bodies, their body heat, and
which is true.
Warmth because she's so cold.
I'm all about hugging Trip. Oof.
Are you?
Oh, when you sleep at night, I hug you.
So
I got a key.
Just making sure.
Think about it.
Thinking about it.
Yeah, it's me. It's not Jenny hugging you. It's Juan.
Huh.
Anyways, they sneak out of the hospital and they go to see the fireworks from at like a
this little vantage lookout point thing.
And they're, you know, still friends and they hug, and it's still, I don't think it's romantic yet. Like, it's not like,
but they definitely have a moment there where
for sure. They have a mo. That's what the kids are calling it.
They have a mo, yeah. Where they each tell each other how much they mean to each other and how much they care about each other, and
like, we'll be friends for fucking ever, dog.
And he said, like, I'm going to be really sad when you die. And that, like, made her realize how much he cared about her and how much he valued her, and that made her value herself more, and also him. And they both, that was a really pivotal moment in their friendship where it became more than just being good friends, and it became being like really powerfully connected.
Yeah, I just that because especially the idea of like, you know, this character has now said, when you're gone, I'm going to be so sad.
Yeah.
From, you know, a few, I don't know, months ago where it was just like, I'm dying, I have cancer. And he goes, cool, here's your book. Later, bitch. You know, like he could give two shits. He's essentially like, we see the barriers coming down. Like he's put down the books. He's looking at the world around him. He's no longer just engrossed with just being himself. And he's starting to value himself as a person to be like, I am worthy to be someone's friend or whatever. And he's starting to find that, which is, again, really sweet.
It's pretty cool. So that was a really, really good moment in the movie. And then where does it go from there?
Then they don't talk for a bit, actually, because, you know, it's just like, it's like that, you know, you ever like have a moment with somebody and you're just like, oh, that was so great. And then things are just a little awkward, kind of. I feel like that's what they were going for. Like they didn't talk for a bit.
Yeah.
And then she finally like sends him a text being like, hey, I'm getting out of the hospital pretty soon or whatever. And he's like, oh, fucking awesome. Yeah, I'm super fucking stoked. Yeah. Let's go to that fucking cafe and let's fucking meet up. And that's where and then fucking all this shit happens.
And this is the point in the movie where I've been waiting for it since like 10 minutes in, maybe.
Yeah.
Where on the TV it said, young girl stabbed today at this little place in this little area. Okay, cool. And it's just like in the background. But of course, because it's subtitled, it's like really in your face. And it's clear that that's important dialogue.
Because they subbed it. You're just like, I wonder why they happen to put the news in the fucking subs. I wonder if that's going to come into play.
And then you look back later when they were on their vacation little trip thing. And they're like, hey, you hear about the serial killer that's like going around this place? Fucking crazy, right?
I know, what a baka getting stabbed. That's so dumb. That would never happen to anybody I know.
And our main character goes to the cafe and he's waiting there. And she's like, okay, I'm on my way. I'll see you soon. And he is trying to send her like a big ass text beforehand.
I think it's like she says, pay me a compliment or whatever. And he goes like, yeah. So he's like, he does this really nice monologue being like, oh man, she means so much to me.
Like you make me a better person.
Like I want to be more like you. I want to
be more like you. Yeah.
It's like really sweet.
It's a really big thing. But instead of sending all of that, he deletes it all and he just sends out, I want to eat your pancreas, which now throwing back way to the beginning here. She had mentioned how she heard about these other, cultures. Cultures and whatnot of some people, and they believe in cannibalism where you kind of like absorb the other person into yourself and you adopt certain traits of theirs like if you eat parts of them.
Like, I have a bad heart, I should eat someone's heart and I'll feel better or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
And like just kind of stuff like that. So for him to be like, hey, I want to eat your pancreas, essentially saying like,
even the worst parts of you,
I want. Like I would gladly eat your cancer-ridden pancreas to be like you or whatever. Which again, super sweet.
Yeah.
Fuck. And then she ends up not showing up to the cafe or replying, and he's just waiting there, and he's like, "Oh, she'll get here when she gets here," but she never gets there. And we're also, I mean, at the beginning of the movie, we're told that this was the last message he sends to her.
Yeah.
Like, and he also says, I don't even know if she got to reply, like to respond to it. Because there's parts in the movies where he is the narrator, you know? So he's just like, so when he did that, I was like, oh, fuck. He sent the text. That's the last thing he said to her.
Yeah.
Something's going to happen, you know? And something does happen.
She's dead.
Yeah.
She got stabbed.
Which,
and he finds out in a pretty fucked up way. Yeah. It's on TV, and he hears about it, and, you know, he was just talking to his family about this girl that he's been spending a lot of time with, and they just figured things out, and they're like, yeah, you can't keep secrets from us. Like, we know you. Even though you lie a little bit, like, we know that this is the first person that you've really known.
Yeah.
And he doesn't say her name or anything, but then he hears her name on the news, and he starts losing his shit, and his parents are just panicked, like, oh no, I can't believe this is that person. Like they put everything together quickly, and which kind of threw me because the movie starts and, you know, it's her funeral, so I'm like, oh, I know she's gonna die, so I'm not surprised about that. And then I also know, like, the clue of, oh, this is the last thing she sends to her, right? That's fine. And so when we ends up sending her this text, like, my head's like, how did she just did the cancer just blow up in her? You know, like, she's walking down the street and she's just dead. And I was like, huh. And then the news starts going on, and like the wheels start turning in my head. I was like, oh my God, no, really? Fuck. And then, like,
oh, she's stabbed. I was like, oh my, and I was like, no fucking way. Like, I was like, very like, this is fucking bullshit. Like, this is bullshit. Like, I was upset with the fact that it took me that long to realize that's how it was going to happen.
Yeah. And for me, the foreshadowing kind of ruined it for me. But that impact of like, essentially the whole point of her character is you live life to your fullest. You try to appreciate every day, and you try to just have the best time that you can and enjoy everything that you do, because you never know when your life's going to end. And I do know when mine's going to end, and I'm going to make sure it's fucking good until it does. And she keeps bringing up like, you never know when you're going to die, you know? And then she suddenly died.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty poetic how everything came to, and she didn't just die from the cancer. She died that way,
which leads to like a kind of like I wouldn't say like a beautiful moment, but like a very interesting moment, because
the end of the movie was very powerful.
Yeah, we see the fact that now she's at her funeral, and it's not because all her friends saw her pass away from cancer or whatever. She was murdered essentially, right?
Yeah.
And the only person that actually that knows about her ailment is our main character
and her parents.
Right?
But so like, he's the only So
he goes to he can't bring himself to go to the funeral. He finishes reading her book. The Little Prince or whatever.
Yeah.
And he finally says, okay, it's time for me to go pay my respects at her home. And so he goes, he meets her mother, and she's just like, oh, I wanted to tell you that I knew that your daughter was sick. I'm the only one that knew. And she's like, oh, thank God you're here, because before my daughter died, she told me that somebody was going to come. And she said that he probably wouldn't go to the funeral because he's a coward, which in my head is like, that's fucking dope. Like, you know, like
just like straight up
to know a person so well, like, you're such a bitch, you wouldn't even come to my funeral, you know? Like, it's like, okay, so she's like, she wanted me to give you something, and here it is. And she gives him the book, How to Live with Dying or whatever. And he's reading the last few like chapters, and we get a nice highlight of like all their moments together, and like the perspective, and like things that she saw and how she felt, and she
talks about how scared she is about certain things, and how happy she is she can like share this with certain people. And
then we also see that she crossed out his name in the book or whatever, because she didn't want to because he asked like, hey, if you're gonna write my name in there, can you not put my name in there? I'd rather have people not know that I knew this thing and have people be mad at me. Oh, he's just thinking about himself right in the beginning. And then she also says, oh, there's kind of an epilogue at the end. There's like a letter sent to people, and there's
the
like,
mom just makes sure that he sees that.
So then he reads it, and it says like a message directed straight to him, telling about like how important he is to her and all the stuff that she, that they've meant to each other. And the last line in her message is, I want to eat your pancreas, which is like, oh fuck, that's so fucking dope. You know, sometimes there's like, it's kind of like you and I, Trip, you want to Taco Bell today. I had Taco Bell yesterday, but I want to Taj today. You had Taj yesterday. We're so fucking close, dog.
I know. We are right in each other's jammies.
Oh, we're so fucking close to being the same person.
Hey, you had anime night last night. I had anime night the night before.
Did you poop today?
I did.
Dude. We should have an anime.
We should.
So
going back to the sad thing from your poop joke, thanks.
No, it was very mature. It's a mature poop joke. What happens is he reads this, and then he also asks to see her phone, because he wants to see if she got the last message, and she did. He's able to see that it's been read or whatever, and that makes him like kind of feels something. Our guy's very somber. We don't really see him show many emotions.
Oh man, he's feeling.
Oh yeah, so he asked for permission. He's like, hey, I know this isn't really appropriate, but can I fucking cry? And she's just like, she doesn't even say yes. He just like starts crying, like the ugliest ugly cry, which is sometimes it's the best kind of cry you need,
It's intense, yeah.
And it's good. He cries there. She really like the mom tells him afterwards, like, hey, like I really. He apologizes for crying, and then she goes, no, I want to thank you for letting me see something like that. Like it feels good to see somebody feel the way that, I feel or whatever, or have me see such an emotional moment. And he gets to keep the book, and there's other like notes for other people in the book. There's one for her parents, and apparently I think she had a brother too. There's and then there's one for her best friend. I'm assuming there's other people. And so now our main character is like, cool, I gotta get, he's allowed to do whatever he wants with it, but he's like, I gotta get these messages to the people it belongs to. So the first person he goes to is her best friend.
Clearly, yeah.
Yeah. And they meet up at the cafe that they were supposed to meet up at. And the best friend, like, again, just really fucking hates this dude, you know? And she's mad. First, she's mad at him because she's like, you didn't even come to her funeral. You're a fucking dick.
Yeah. Which totally understandable.
Yeah. I mean, funerals are like a tough thing because, like, they're not for everybody, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it's...
Who are you understanding? Are you understanding? Okay, yeah.
I understand both sides, but, like, I understand where she's coming from just based on, like, your best friend just died.
And you couldn't even show up for her. Yeah.
And, like, come on, man. Like, we have this connection of this one friend. You didn't even come to the funeral. Like,
even though I hate your
I'm
guts,
sure that she was probably hopeful that, like, they might be able to reconcile something.
For
But
sure.
Didn't even get that. Like, there are a lot of different factors. So I get where she could be coming from.
There's a lot of levels. So she's mad because of that in the beginning. And then it comes into, like, hey, she tells him, Sakura was sick. And I knew that she was sick. And that's the reason she fucking hung out with me all the time. Because, like, she didn't want to worry you guys and blah, 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 all this stuff, you know? And she's like, that's fucking bullshit. If she was really sick, she would have told me. He's like, here, read this book, you know? Read this thing. And then her best friend, like, reads it, breaks down, slaps our main character and says, fuck you, don't ever fucking talk to me again, I hate you, and, like, leaves. And then our main character makes the choice to, like, chase after her and be like, look, I'm sorry I didn't tell you, you know, she asked me not to. But I would really like to make the effort to be you and I to be friends one day, which is huge because our main character goes from, you know, being this fucking antisocial fucking dude that obviously suffers from suicidal depression, who doesn't want to be a part of anybody's life or be a burden in anybody's life, meeting this great chick, having a huge, great relationship, making his first friend, losing that friend. And then her friend always, you know, this friend always be like, hey, I would really like you to get along with so-and-so, even though she hates her guts. So for him to be like, because he could have been like, fuck it. She hates me. That's all there is to it. I'm going to go back to who I was. And he's like, no, I'm going to move. I'm going to change. I'm going to be like Sakura. Like, I'm going to try to be more like her. I'm going to emulate her. So he opens himself up as like, hey, I know you hate me, but I would really like to try to be your friend or whatever. And then, you know, cuts the black, credits roll. And then at the very end we get like an end sequence. By the way, the song at the end credits I really like. You're fucking dude.
I got you.
You fucking killing it. Yeah. So
I've seen the trailer for it a few times.
Was that the trailer? It is a trailer song. Yeah.
I don't know.
It's no, but I liked it. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. I think another really important thing in it is her last diary entry. It ends with like, I finally get to go out and like I'm out of the hospital today and like it's just another day to enjoy life. Yay! Yeah. And then after like her big cheer, she dies, which is just another way to punctuate like that's how she chose to live. Yeah, and that's how she ended her life.
That's life, dog.
With excitement, with joy. You know, that's what she'll be remembered by. That's her personality. It's great.
And so in the after like end credits sequence, we see our main character who finally got a haircut, by the way.
Nice.
Looks so much hotter. He's at Sakura's grave.
Which, by the way, people left at this point. So,
which is fine. Again, if people want to leave when movies are over, that's their choice. But they did miss this out, you know?
Yeah. Well, it's just that thing where it should have said, like, at the beginning, like, hey, stick around for some extra shit at the end.
Then
like,
they would have been
great. Yeah.
Anyways, he's at her graveyard, her tombstone. Yeah. And I think it's been a year since she passed away. He looks a little bit more older, more mature, more put together. And he's there with her best friend, and they are now friends. You know, the way they're talking, the way they talk to each other. There's some sort of like banter back and forth, and you can see that they've I guess grown to like each other as friends, not as romantic. Essentially, the best part of all this is like it wasn't really like a love story, right? Like it wasn't like
they wound up falling in love.
Yeah. But a lot of it was a lot of it was friendship.
Yeah,
a lot
of
it was
completely about that connection with somebody else, and like really understanding a person.
So we see that he's become friends with this other girl, and she mentions Gum Boy, who we talked about earlier. Because earlier in the movie, we were talking about Gum Boy. He always would like say no to his gum. Yeah, and to the point where we see him finally accept it. And I was like, oh, cool, fucking our character is he's growing, he's maturing. Yeah. So there's this quick joke about like how could you hit on me in front of Sakura or whatever? You can ask me out. I was like, Duff, I would never dream of asking you out, you ugly fucking bag or whatever. Yeah. And he's like, you want some gum? Throws him some gum. He's like, oh, what is this? And she goes like, yeah, I'm starting to like gum or whatever. I'm getting into it. And he's like, cool, nice. And what's implied is that like she is starting to like, she's in some sort of blooming relationship with the gum boy.
Yeah.
And he's like, that's good. It'll give him some more like encouragement to work harder in his entrance exams for, I'm assuming, college, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they're going to, they're leaving to go to Sakura's parents' house to have dinner with them, which is something that Sakura's mom asked.
Like, I would really like to have dinner with you both someday.
Yeah, someday. Like, he's like, it doesn't have to be like fucking soon or whatever, but like, if someday we could make that happen, that'd be awesome. And that's how the movie actually ends.
Great end.
Yeah, great fucking end. Really good movie. Like I said, I for sure liked it. I didn't. There's no point where I was like, I hate this or whatever. Like,
yeah, no, I had a good time with the whole thing.
Yeah. Like I said, like the only complaint I had was I felt like it was kind of long, and I did also feel like you know how there's always like the moments where it's like, you know, there's moments in movies where it's like, oh fuck, that's the fucking beat. That's where they hit you really hard. They did a lot of those kind of back to back near the end of the movie. So I was like, I don't know which one I'm supposed to really like.
Yeah, I mean, man, they all felt pretty good.
They felt pretty good, but I just didn't know like which one I was like was the kill shot. Like, this is the one that fucking supposed to get you. Because a lot of them were very impactful. Like him ugly crying, I was like, oh fuck, that got it. There's nothing above that. And then there's the bit where like he asks like her to be his friend at the very end. I was like, oh fuck, what a fuck, another kill shot or whatever. Like, there's just so many things, really in quick succession where it's like, oh, my heart can't take this anymore.
The end of the movie was definitely the highest point as far as like, it felt really rewarding to go through that journey and then see all these little things happening and see it all come together. It felt like they planned very well for all of that. Clearly the best scene was the hotel scene.
Yeah, I liked it the best. I mean, honestly.
But the whole end sequence together with everything else, really fantastic. Good, yeah. But it needed all of that beforehand in order to really feel the way that it felt, as powerful as it did. It for sure felt like we got to know these characters, and it for sure felt like we we saw them grow, and we like you really felt you got in there. Like, it wasn't like some fucking surface bullshit like Makia. There's characters who were like, I'm supposed to care about this character. Yeah, I don't really fucking care about this character at all, you know. But in this movie, it's just like, there's two characters. These are the ones you really got to care about. Here we go. Yeah, we're all good. Yeah, and it was really good overall. But I saw a lot of personal things watching the movie. Like I was saying earlier, like I have a really, really good friend who her mom had cancer when we were in high school. She didn't really talk to many people about it, and she was always like the most boisterous, bubbly girl, you know? And then you find out all the shit that she's been dealing with at home, and she's not the kind of person that wanted to talk about it at all, and she didn't talk about it with many people until it came out about like a fundraiser for her mom. And that, when there's a fundraiser for somebody, you're like, this is it's not a joke. You're not just like, we're not raising funds for no reason. But of course, she's still like the bubbly, happy girl that she was that whole time. And, her mom did wind up dying, and she never talked about it. And because she just can't do that. And I know that she's had other issues with her family. And she hasn't talked about it. She still just remains like a really positive, a happy-go-lucky kind of person. Yeah. And it's weird seeing, this fake person in the movie, and I'm like, I know somebody who's like that. And it's a pretty accurate representation of how somebody would act if there were these life-changing things going on that they have no control over, and they figure, you know what, just gotta appreciate everything because that's what I should do. For sure. As like, as an adult, as a 25-year-old male, whoever, I understand death. Like, I get, I know it's a thing. It's I get the appeal. I understand. I understand the lore of death. No, but I get the concept of it. It's a very serious thing. But me personally, I've never really have to deal like with death. No, not so much. Like first-handedly. Like, and it's so it's really scary to think like, oh man, someday that will happen. Obviously to me, I'm saying just people I know, people I love. Like I wonder how that's going to go. And so it is scary, and this movie for sure was like a nice insight on that kind of stuff. And, I hope, people don't have to deal with death, and if they do deal with death, they can deal with it in like a positive way, or get the help that they need, or grow from it, So that's all I can really hope. That you take away something from this movie, that it is an anime movie. It is, it is fun. There were some tropes in it, but for the most part, like the message this movie fucking is like promoting is for sure like a really positive thing. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's like on that level of like a Silent Voice, and you're just like, I'm not just watching this dumb bullshit. Like there's like meaning behind this. Like there's for sure like morals, or like fucking just like
a lesson that you can learn. So and I feel like maybe that's why the Japanese cast was like so positive, like so like emotionally invested in it. Like when they were talking about it, like they were like, they're like, oh, they like the voice actor for me, you know, was like breaking down. Yeah. And at first it was like, oh, it's kind of cute or whatever, you know. And then he was like really crying. And he's like, I can fucking do this. And you can tell he wanted to say more, but he like ended up saying like, you know, I just want to thank everybody who worked on the movie. I want to thank my fucking co-host and director and everybody. Like, I hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you. Bye. You know, like it was whatever he could say. He just couldn't physically say it out because obviously this movie meant a lot to him. Yeah.
Which he must have been affected in some way or another. Yeah,
you know, I don't know what his deal is, but I know that he fucking killed it. It really, it was a solid fucking movie.
Yeah, it was a really good movie. Like we were saying earlier, like I don't know if it's something I would watch again. Yeah. After watching it, you know, it felt like I had a lot of that emotion behind it and a lot of dealing with friendship and whatnot. And after I finished it, I was just like, yeah, it made me want to watch Anohana again. Exactly. You know, it's got that whole thing about really connecting with people and being honest with yourself. And that that show made me cry more than this movie did. You know, this movie, I teared up for sure because it was pretty powerful. It had a lot of emotional bits, but it didn't have anything that really got me.
For sure, I didn't cry either. You know, I'm always very honest about.
We big bitches. Yeah, it's good.
We're very honest when like something does make it cry. We're like, yeah, we cried because it was fucking sad. This movie didn't make me cry. It for sure, like I got choked up a couple times because like I'm human or whatever, but no tears. I feel like this movie, if this movie was combined with Makia, this would be the perfect movie. Like,
for sure.
Yeah, if the character development in this would translate was moved over there or whatever, it was like huge. Yeah, give someone cancer in Makia essentially.
Yeah, there we go.
It would have been like that would have been at the top, I think, because it just like it would hit on so many notes. But that being said, they're not they're separate movies. I think I'd watch Makia over this. But I would for sure recommend this to people. It's for sure something that should be watched. And
it's good. Yeah.
It's got a lot of good things in it. And nothing really like negative to say about it, you know, like
honestly, no, it was overall just a really solid movie, but it didn't hit on all the right notes that made me feel like it was amazing. Yeah. It was really, really good though. For sure. Really good. And I feel like, I guess the music wasn't very memorable.
I like the music. I feel like it was nice. I don't know if it like...
everything was fine, but I just feel like there was nothing where I was like, yep, that's fucking incredible. Like the end theme song, of course, is good. But,
fucking banger.
But then when you look at things like A Silent Voice, the music in that is...
That's not fair, dog. They had The Who.
I'm not talking about The Who.
I know you're talking about The Who.
Yes. Anyhow, that dude,
was odd though.
It was weird. That one dude who did the I don't remember his name, which I feel like I should, but I just don't. Who did all the music for A Silent Voice and Liz and the Bluebird? Fucking incredible. Yeah. He's just out of this world with his music. So it's of course something that's very difficult to get to that same level. But I felt like overall the music wasn't as memorable and it didn't have that like impact on the storytelling. It clearly fit. It didn't take me out of the movie. And that's, I think, one of the most important things. Yeah. Like watching The Promised Neverland, for example. There are definitely some music scores which are a little bit goofier than the situation. I'm like, okay, so I guess we're not apparently the same tone, but
I guess this is all a joke, I guess, to you guys. I guess no one's scared that we're going to get eaten, I guess. One thing I would like to say, this director hasn't done that much, right? But but I for sure
really good.
I for sure want to put him on the radar and be like, if he does anything else, or she, I don't know if it's a guy or a girl.
It's a guy, yeah.
If he does anything else, I would be really interested to see what it is. I want to see if he can, just add, be added to that list of great animators.
Look out for more Ushijima.
Yeah, so that's I Want to Eat Your Pancreas, our review. Go check it out. If it comes to you in theaters, I would recommend seeing it. I would come 15 minutes late so you don't have to see the fucking bullshit at the beginning, or just step outside and come back in because that shit's crap.
It made me so, like, as you're watching it, it's just like, all right, cool. Well, Japanese voice actor, sure, whatever. And then it gets to the American ones, and I'm like, ooh, I don't know about this English. I don't like the tone.
What's funny is that, like, I was watching, like, the Japanese, I was like, cool Japanese voice actors, and then the English one comes up, I was like, oh, cool. And they go, wait, why the fuck do I care? I'm not going to even hear them.
Exactly.
I'm like, this is fucking cut it specifically to what movies, anyways.
Right.
If the movie comes to you, I would recommend checking it out. If it somehow goes on sale, or you can rent it, get it. And if not, you have to torrent it. Do what you got to do. Just eventually make the right choice and get the money where the hands have to be, because this is for sure something worth watching.
I think so.
Yeah, cool. So that's the show. What are we doing next week?
Next week, you know what? I don't know when it happens, but before we record next week, the Crunchyroll Awards is coming out.
I think it's on the 16th.
16th, okay.
Yeah, okay.
So mark your calendars. We're going to go ahead and stream that live.
That's not true. But you know who is
streaming it?
Yeah, it's going to be on Twitch.
Yeah, so anyways, join us on Twitch. We'll go ahead and...
we'll stream us streaming it.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but we will be talking about their awards. We also do our own awards where we talk about what we think should have won, because it's our opinion.
So we're going to go through all the same categories that they did and give our opinion on what should have won.
Yeah, and then
add a couple more, maybe.
Add a couple other ones, which I now have to add some things to the list, because apparently some things came out last year. This is just for all of 2018, by the way.
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing next week. And then I think the week after that, we're probably doing Alita Battle Angel.
Oh, shit, that comes out then?
I think so. I think it comes out. I think
we are doing Alita Battle Angel.
Sometimes. So, yeah. Cool. So, that's the show. If you like our logo, check out Aaron from TurbyTops.com. If you like our theme song, check out Tom Nasser. He's on SoundCloud and YouTube. Trip, where can we find us?
You can find us on Facebook. Look up the Instant Ramen Podcast. Same thing goes for Instagram. Look up the Instant Ramen Podcast. You could tweet at us at Instant Ramen Pod.
Podcast didn't fit.
And you could go ahead and email us, instagramenpodcast@gmail.com. Tell us what you think about cancer.
Don't tell us that. Please don't tell us that. That'd be really sad. Tell us what's on your bucket list, because that's a little more cheerful.
Yeah, like what are some things that you should do? I think that it's an important thing to go on, like a trip with friends, like somewhere that you haven't been before, doing some new stuff.
We will for sure do that. We'll go on out Anime Expo.
Yeah,
never been there before. Never been there before.
It's pretty new. It's pretty new. Good stuff. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening.
For sure. It's bye from Juan.
I'll see you around from Chris.
Hey, Trip, don't forget,
just add hot water.
After talking about this, I mean, it's weird because I really like the movie, right?
Yeah.
But after talking about it, now I feel more emotional. It's like, I feel like such a bitch right now.
Honestly, me too. Like the movie, after seeing it, I was like, it was a good movie. It was good. And after breaking it all down, I'm like, it was a good movie.
It's pretty sad, man. I mean, I'm not going to cry now. I'm not crying in front of you.
No. But I'm feeling it.
Yeah, I feel kind of sad.
You want a hug?
No, get the fuck away. I don't want your warmth.